mostly
Are
the same.
they?
They're not mostly the same.
Nah.
Schnicket is much more self-centered and much more overtly an asshole.
True, Stigga is a lot more like you.
Oof.
I like how your voice brightened when you're like, "Oh, I see an opportunity to take a dig at Aaron."
There was definitely a bit of a knowing prep there, wasn't it? So.
Well, Thomas is in here. Who am I supposed to pick on?
That's okay.
Still Bastion.
I can take it with grace and humility, unlike some Thomases I know.
Damn.
Fair.
Shots fired.
Speaking of Thomases, who wants to be playing the role of Bastion, at least in combat today?
I think Schnicket has to, right? Like.
Yeah.
I can do it. If
No,
you'd like
we
me to.
can't let Nicole do it.
I wouldn't kill him on purpose.
Bastion throws away his shield, rips off all his armor, so he has a two-way C, and taunts everybody.
Bastion just runs straight up. But if Aaron, you don't want to do it, I can do it because you're probably gonna have a harder time than I will.
I playing Snicket and Bastion have such a dynamic between each other, and I think it would be hard for me to be both sides of that.
Yeah.
Snicket doesn't really talk to Keelan
At
much. He does a little bit, but not much. And
Okay, I will play Bastion
Yeah.
and I will not kill him. Maybe.
On purpose.
And if he does die,
it's
I tell
Thomas's fault for
Thomas?
not being here.
oh yes, also
Fair.
that. But I get to tell Thomas, right?
Sure.
Sweet. I mean, oh no.
I'm so sorry. Your character died. I'm sorry. Oh no.
So a couple housekeeping things as we let our campaign theme song, which I love, play. So Nicole is going to do Bastion.
Yes.
Perfect. Jay's on. Your spear has been changed, so you may want to look at that and react accordingly.
What did you do?
He deleted it. I
I don't
changed
even
it
have a spear anymore.
in that it's no longer there.
Oh, it's a plus. It's a +2 now.
I'll be right back.
Did you adjust
Sorry.
that in all of my spear
The
buttons?
only thing I did is I changed the description of it.
Okay, so I have to update the
You have to
spear
do it,
buttons.
and
Okay.
it does have other stuff now too, other than the +2.
What?
Did you not see it?
I didn't read it all the way through, apparently.
Oh, you should definitely do that.
I knew there was already flavor text, so I assumed it was the same flavor text.
It is not. It is very different flavor text.
That's cool.
I had to open the garage door. The smoke was just hanging, and I needed to get some airflow. Not
Okay.
much better.
I'm guessing you're going to give me access to.
Oh yeah, I suppose you'll need that, won't you?
Yes.
So you're saying this says it's repeatable until I fail.
Until you fail, while using it.
Okay.
So if you don't use the ability but fail a saving throw, that doesn't count. You have to use the ability
and fail.
and fail whilst using it.
But you could use it several times a day if I continue to
As long
succeed.
as you keep passing it, it keeps going.
Interesting. Okay. I like it. Thank you.
Why don't I see... Are you Spite, Nicole? That's you, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. I was like, why are you not there? Why can't I
Because-
see?
Because there
Okay.
were some individuals who couldn't remember my name, so.
So second question, while we go over the session recap, which was many months ago, You guys had a nice, long, interesting, and informative lunch with the ancient vampire Calderas. He suggested you go up to the ruins of the seer, now occupied by a silver dragon, to learn more about the prophecy and how it affects you. You guys decided, nah, forget that. We're going to go up and do something else instead. So you took a contract from Luther Orion to travel into the northern part of Thrain and protect their expedition to rebuild the White Ark Bridge. You jumped on a lightning rail. You traveled from Breland to Flamekeep, the capital of Thrain. You were staying there for a couple of days. While you were there, some political unrest broke out. There was some rioting and some fighting in the streets, and you were also dragged down below the Cathedral of the Flame, where you helped the last surviving member of an ancient order of monks to defeat an infernal incursion. A group of adventurers who are sponsored by the Church of the Silver Flame, known as the Trinity, arrived. They have decided to reseal themselves in this ancient temple to protect the spot, and that is about where we left off, I believe. Rasner has told you guys that after discussing it with some members of the Trinity and discussing it with members of the Church, he has decided his time would be best spent to study the prophecy and how it affects you guys, and the best place for him to do that is with all of the literature and texts they have available at the Cathedral of the Silver Flame, so he will be staying in Flamekeep and not joining you as you move on. But he says he will be in touch.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Oh, lastly, as you see on the recap page here, I did make your tokens with the art, so you can, if you want me to change them, I'm happy to, or if you like the one you have, that's cool too. But I figured I'd show them there for you guys to see them, and you can decide which way you want to go. I kind of think the art right there looks like a Saturday morning cartoon, and I think it's really awesome.
It kind of does. Yeah,
Right, doesn't
no,
it?
it looks. Actually, I have a specific one in mind that it reminds
Conan?
me of. No, Jackie Chan Adventures.
I've never seen that one. It looks a little bit like the Conan the Barbarian cartoon art too, actually.
Or the old. Did you ever? There wasn't a lot of episodes of it made, but there was a Mortal Kombat cartoon. I think it was called Defenders of Earthrealm. Looks a little bit like that too.
Anyway, so yeah, let me know if you want me to switch your token or if you want to keep it. Like I said, it's entirely up to you guys, your characters, whatever you want to do, but they're there. I have them ready, easily switched. So after you have come up from the Temple of the Seal, Luther Dorian finds you and says that due to the unrest and violence in the city, they are bumping up their departure time. So tomorrow morning, the caravan is gathering at dawn and leaving to go to Thaliost.
And that's earlier than was originally planned.
Yeah,
correct?
he said a couple of days, so they're basically bumping it up by a couple of days.
Okay.
And so you, just as a refresher, is it hold Alt to pull? Is that what it is, or Control, Shift? What? There it is, Shift. Okay. So you guys are in Flamekeep right now. The caravan will be traveling north to Daskaran, which you guys probably can't see because I have to do this. And from there, they will stop briefly, where they will then turn east, and their final destination is in Thaliost, where you can see the bridge on the map has been destroyed. So yeah, that's where you guys are going.
Okay.
It's about 2 days up and 2 days over. So you basically have a day in Flamekeep.
Okay. And is the political unrest still kind of going on, or is that kind of died down a bit?
It seems to have quelled.
But it's still tense.
It's still very tense, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's the Capitol riots are over, and now everyone's kind of looking at each other, going, "What's going to happen now?"
Right. Well, and the underlying issues that started it have not been resolved in any meaningful way whatsoever. So,
Hey.
Yeah,
fantasy mirrors real life.
exactly right. Basically, you have the the kind of people who are sparking off the unrest are like royalists who want to reestablish the monarchy in Thrain and don't want the Church of the Silver Flame to maintain political power. They want them to go back to being just a religious institution, and then you have the opposite of those.
So you have monarchists versus theocrats.
Kind of, yeah, but there are actually members inside the Church of the Silver Flame as well who think the church has lost its way because it has become political, so it has lost its purpose and it's not focusing on what it should be. So it's not even, the church itself isn't even unified.
Well, right, a theocrat would just want the theocracy as opposed to a monarchy. Okay. Guy, I don't know if I can think of anything that I really want to do. I think Schnicket's probably just gonna go check on his steam wagon and make sure everything's good, and like make sure it's tuned up real good and working well, and that nobody's touched it.
Nobody has touched it. It's safe and sound.
That's probably all he's gonna do all day. Mess
Check
around with
and
his
double
steam
check.
wagon. Yeah, and go like make sure it's in tune. Check the spark plugs. All the stuff.
Right.
I would probably spend my time mingling with the crew, trying to figure out who the stronger and more authoritative members of the crew are, and any vulnerabilities that I think might be there from a character standpoint.
Of who specifically? I'm sorry.
Really, just anybody that is traveling with us on this expedition, and
it's a massive expedition. It's
Right.
going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, I would spend my time just getting to know as many people as possible, seeing if any of them are remarkable or pose any kind of perceived weakness within the group, or just anything I could pick up in general.
All right.
Trying to use those same social gambling skills that I have, but use them for a little bit more of a, at least in my mind,
I don't
productive
know that
purpose.
Yeah, I don't know that you would actually really know who is going with you guys, because they really haven't introduced you. The whole caravan is kind of assembling in the morning, so I think that would be something you could do when the group was actually assembled.
When we were
I
traveling,
think it would be
yeah.
hard to do now. Yeah.
Fair.
We have
Okay.
we have a lot of people joining up at Flamekeep, or
Yeah, they're using Flamekeep as like an
Okay.
assembly area, basically.
Gotcha, okay.
Where all of these people and now in your caravan, it's not going to be so much people, because just like the people who not the laborers, but like the specialists, the architects and mage smiths and everyone else who's going to be in the high caliber people involved, they would just send them via passenger train. Your caravan is going to be mostly material, like just a shitload of construction material and equipment.
Because we're here to guard that, so that's why we're traveling
Right.
with it. Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah, they
Fair
brought in what they call specialists, which are adventurers, basically. You know that you're not the only specialist, Squody Fingers, they've brought in, but you're not sure how many. You don't know really how big it's gonna. You know it'll be a large caravan, but you don't really know how large.
And we haven't seen any of those people yet. Or
That
had
is
them
correct. Well, you may
determined to
have
us who
seen
they
them, but
are.
if you have, you're not aware that they're going with you per se.
Is there any way I could try to make inquiries into finding that information out?
Sure, as you could ask Uther when you guys were talking to him.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, there's another group that's staying in the same hotel with you guys. That's one of the two groups of. Basically, he says they've hired 3 groups of specialists, and 2 of them are in the same hotel. So there is another group in the same inn you guys are staying at.
Okay. Well, I let him know that if he felt it was pertinent, I'd be happy if he wanted to make introductions. If not, that would be fine as well.
He basically says, "Well, I'm busy. I there's no reason for me to do it, but feel free to introduce yourself if you're so inclined. They seem friendly enough as people in your line of work are."
Very well. And I guess if I came across them, I would introduce myself and try to get to know them a little bit.
Sure. That's,
Are they just a mirror image of our group?
yes,
That would
they're
be
exactly right.
hilarious.
Exactly right.
Hey, they have a rat guy too.
Are they
They-
just
they-
gonna?
They have a gnome artificer named Pickett, and
A human warlock named McGrath.
that's right.
The graphs. Hmm.
All right. Well, we can deal with them in uno momento.
So I have a question.
Okay.
We are supposed to be level 10, correct?
You are supposed to be level 10.
So since Thomas never leveled up his character, can I do that for him?
I would say no, and
I
Bastion
know.
can just be level 9 for today.
I'm just shaming him. Is what I'm saying. This is for whenever Thomas watches this,
Listening.
and yeah, and I get to
Thomas is
audibly
watching
shame him.
because he's commenting in
Oh.
chat. They have a rat guy too, Bastion's new friend. Is their Keelan just a non-alcoholic?
He better watch out what he says because I am playing Bastion tonight.
To be heard later in this game, Nicole's like, "That looks like a deck save. Let's run over there."
You watch some other critter go into this floor trap that just shoots spikes out of the floor and kills it, and Bastion just starts sprinting towards it.
Make that jump.
It doesn't even try. I can tank it.
Down he goes.
Fine.
Anybody else while we're in Flame
Well-
Keep, or are we?
I would wager Bastion would probably be with Schnicket working on the steam tank.
That would
the-
probably be true. Yes.
And do we know who's leading the expedition, right? And
Yeah, Luther DeRyan, who's the guy who hired you guys.
Is he the-
He's a noble for House Orion.
is he the only one, or has he hired other people to kind of like lead everyone else in this expedition?
Well, he
Like-
will be going in the expedition with you guys. He's basically the guy in charge of the whole thing.
Yeah, I guess who are the
Do,
people-
do we answer directly to him, or does he have like
Yes.
lieutenants?
No,
Okay.
you would answer directly to him.
Okay. Then I'm probably just gonna spend the day looking, kind of spying on random people in the expedition, see if I see anything out of the ordinary that's going on with them, making backroom deals or anything like that.
With the Orion guy?
Yeah, Orion, or if I happen to see other people in the expedition.
Okay, make a stealth check to try to do it.
I rolled a 2.
Plus 13.
I know.
Hey, next
he-
level.
Things.
Next
he does-
level, my lowest
I
can
know,
be
right?
a.
he basically is going all over town. Him and basically a kind of a guard, and it looks like he looks one exhausted, like he hasn't slept in 3 days. To as you're following him all over the city, you're kind of getting a feeling for just like how much is getting put into this caravan logistically. While I don't think any of you guys have ever actually been to Thaliost and the Scion Sounds, which is where the White Arc Bridge goes over, it's a massive undertaking. They chose the location of the White Arc Bridge because that is the place that is the narrowest point of the river, and it's like 3 miles across. So not only is it 3 miles across, but both Renmark, Reckenmark, which is the city on the other side, and Thaliost are not built on the water. They're actually built on cliffs. So Thaliost is 2,000 feet off the river. So you have to build a bridge 3 miles across that's like 2,000 feet over the surface of the water. And Reckenmark is not at the same level as Thalios, so you actually have to, make the
At an
bridge have the
angle.
right pitch to go down the other side. It is a huge, huge undertaking, and that's reflected in just how much this guy is going all over the city. He's basically trying to rush putting this expedition together 2 to 3 days faster, or this caravan together 2 to 3 days faster than he intended. Make an investigation check. As best you can tell, everything is above board. I mean, he is going so fast to so many different people that it seems like it would honestly be hard to put anything together under the table because he's so like a strike force and make sure everything's set, and then he's on his way to the next place.
Okay.
One thing I forgot to mention, I forgot I got another infusion when I leveled up. So I am going to make myself a cloak of protection using my infusion. That takes like
Nice.
an hour, I think.
Hotness. All right. Well, anything else for the one day you guys have in Flamekeep?
I think I already kind of told you what Keelan had wanted to do.
Oh
so,
yes, that would absolutely be something you could get done in that one day.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm good to go.
All right.
I guess
so
I guess
that
I could
night,
go shopping.
you could turn into a shopping episode if you wanted.
What is available? This is a big city, right?
This
There's
is
a
a
lot
large
available
city.
here.
So most stuff will be available, although it is a large city just coming off of political riot, so
Might be a bit drained.
there might be some places closed and boarded up, let's say. Or they're in theory, maybe the authorities don't want certain people selling certain things.
Well, I've now gotten to the point where I've accepted that everything I've lost in the bag of holding I had stolen is probably gone for good.
Probably.
Yeah. So I would like to see if I can't buy some healing potions.
Yep,
here.
those are readily available, no problem. At the usual price that I think is 50 or 75 gold pieces.
50 is the normal.
That would be whatever the normal price is. That would be what they go for.
Can I
Yeah,
get
it's
like
50.
Can I get like 4?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a large city, so that's no problem at all.
In the armorer's handbook, how much is because we're using that for armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much is half plate?
Hold on, let me pull that up.
I would, but I'm on a laptop with like a trackpad, and it's
Yeah, it would take forever. Gotcha, no worries.
Just wait. I'm gonna spend 2 hours to make poison for my poisoner trait.
Okay,
8
easy
doses.
enough. Half plate. Oh, okay. Well, they changed the name. How you want the medium armor, right?
yes.
Okay, so in this they call it Brigandine. It's 450 gold.
Oh, and what AC would that give me?
15 plus Dex modifier up to 2.
Okay, 450. I am going to buy that.
And then disadvantage on stealth checks.
That's fine. I already have disadvantage from my scale mail.
There you go.
I'm just gonna drag half plate and rename it to Brigandine.
Well, you can leave it a half plate. I actually prefer to stay with the older names because we start
Sure.
changing shit around. Like there is a half plate in there that's formerly Splint Mail, and to me that's just confusing.
I assume I can access my Kundrak account
Absolutely,
here.
100%.
Okay, so that'll be. It was 450. You said.
Yeah, I posted in there.
Okay. We need to update my character art.
I can do it. I said you guys just ought to let me know because I'm keeping it the old one until you tell me otherwise.
No, I meant we need to contact the artist and update my character art because I'm not in scale mill
Oh.
anymore. I'm in half plate now.
Every time you make a little edit, yeah, that'd be great.
Womp womp. My guy just bought a new sword. I need that to be reflected in my character art.
Exactly.
My guy just got a cloak of protection, so can you make it look more protected?
So that evening,
Oh, and I'll sell my scale mail.
so for half of whatever the buying price.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do here. I got it.
So that evening, Brath, as you're coming into the nice inn they put you up in, because it was a slightly higher end one, you see a human male and a human female that you would guess are members of the second group of specialists that have been hired by House Orion. They're sitting at a larger table, so there's room for more than just the two of them, sharing a meal, and they appear to be chatting. A human male and a human female.
Okay. I will. Yeah, I mean, if you want to RP it, I guess we can, but really, I just more wanted to.
So if you just wanted to go shake hands and say hi, basically.
Right, get to know them a little, and yeah, just so I'm
Alright.
familiar with them, and unless there's anything that I glean in a short period of time that's glaring.
Sure. The two of them seem very close. You don't get a romantic vibe from them, but just like they've been working together for a long period of time. You get the vibe off from him that he's a rogue or maybe a bard. She's definitely a fighter of some sort. Based on their equipment and how they carry themselves, you would say they are definitely accomplished or experienced adventurers, specialists. They are a little not sure of you at first, but after a couple of drinks, they warm up to you and they seem friendly enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're both from Breland originally. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I just make it clear that if they need anything, to let me know, and happy to be working with them.
Anything else, or shall we proceed? All right. Well, next morning, you go to the assembly point that you were directed to do so. It's outside of the northern gate of Flamekeep, and you see just a massive gathering of wagons of various sizes. You get your little 2-horse mom and pop wagon, and it looks like they hired a number of those just from the locals at Flamekeep, who I'm sure were happy to take money from the house. You see a handful of elemental wagons that are clearly owned by the house itself, and then there's larger, 4 and 8 draft horse massive wagons for heavier equipment, and kind of everything in between. If you were to guess, it looks like there's probably going to be close to 200 various assorted wagons in this caravan. There are a number of just kind of generic house guards that the house has. There are also some kind of more common guard for hire type guards around. There is definitely a heavy presence. There's a massive treasure, a large amounts of treasure have been invested in this project very clearly by House Orion. So they are trying to guard it very well. So there's their own guards, other guards that they have hired, and then 3 specialist groups, which is you and 2 other adventurous groups who are tasked to be the kind of sharp end of the spear should any kind of any kind of combat or attack or whatever take place on the caravan. That morning, just before the caravan is set to take off, Luther does pull the 3 specialist groups aside, and he basically gives you a small briefing. He says, as I'm sure you're aware, there are far more groups who would prefer this construction project not to succeed than there are groups who want them to succeed. While the area we are traveling through is very civilized and safe, the expedition and construction site inside Thaliost itself has been harassed and robbed and stolen from and attacked a number of times since we've established it. So while I don't expect any trouble, I also would not be surprised if there were some. So basically, stay wary, earn your keep, earn your money, and let's all get to Thalios safely. So 2 days to Daskaran. We'll stop briefly in Daskaran, where we'll take on more wagons and some laborers. And from there, 2 days to Thalios. And he asks if anybody has any questions.
None for me.
All right. So the caravan takes off just after the sun rises. It is the equivalent to the middle of September, so it's a nice fall day. A little windy, it's making it slightly cool, but otherwise pretty nice actually weather-wise. When assuming nothing were to happen on the 4-day traveling, is there anything in particular you would like to? Oh, and you do have your wagon, of course, Schnicket. You actually get to use it in the caravan here, which is very exciting. Is there anything that anybody wants to try to accomplish on the way up there? Or you just kind of
So we're not
along?
on the train anymore.
No, there is no train from Flamekeep to Thaliost.
Okay.
Yeah, on the roads.
So
On that map, the orange is the train routes and the red are roads.
we could all fit inside the wagon if you guys wanted to. There's also like
Roof.
there's
Onside or inside.
Yeah, there's a roof on it, so it's enclosed. It's kind of like it's made out of wood, but imagine, for the most part, I mean wood and metal in places, but imagine like a World War I style tank without the with wheels instead of tracks, and without any gun turrets on it, and that's kind of what it is. With an upper deck where you can like go up and be on top of it.
No, also, as you would imagine on a caravan of this size, there are a bunch of livestock, and if anybody wants to use a riding horse, they are available to you as well.
Why red horse? Steam wagon better, not get tired.
How are you guys going to handle watches at night for the trip?
I would definitely take one. Bastion only needs to sleep 4 hours, and he can watch while he's doing that.
Yeah. 6 hours,
6 hours, okay.
but you can see and hear as normal.
So Bastion is functionally always on watch.
Yes.
Yeah, we could just plop him on top of the wagon.
His
Except
little
I don't
head
think he
spins
can
around.
move. Can he during that state?
He cannot move. No.
No.
So he can only watch one direction the entire time.
Well, I mean, it's like an elf when they do their meditation thing.
Do
Like,
you have like a lazy Susan that we could just rotate him around on? Can you get one of those?
get like a motorized one that spins slowly.
Speaking of lazy, Brath sleeps through all of the watches. He doesn't take a watch.
I'll take second watch every time.
All right.
I'll take whatever watch is left, or
I'll take third watch.
Okay, so I'll do first watch.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I mean, if you guys have Bastion for a second one anyway, then I don't matter. But
We have
So-
Bastion for all three of
I'm
them.
terrible at it, so
Yeah.
I get my beauty sleep since I'm the face.
So Schnick first, Rain second, and
No, I'm third.
third. I Schnick at third. Let me write this down.
Keelan's first,
Keelan's
Sarian
first,
second.
There it is. Got it. And Bastion always.
But only one direction.
Only one direction. But I mean, he could hear in every direction.
Yeah. Keelan will just slowly rotate him while he's like trying to recover.
Okay,
I
so
don't think she can move him. He's like 400 pounds.
That's true. It'll be very slow.
It's all metal. Metal.
So first day of travel during the day goes by uneventfully. You pass, a couple of villages, farmsteads. It's a very civilized, populated area. Windmills. It's just just kind of like a ride through the countryside. Basically, everybody that you guys pass stops and looks because it's like, this is a lot. Is a lot of stuff. And
Are there
probably-
any other steam wagons?
No, yours would probably be the only steam wagon.
Cool.
Unique.
Most people who go by haven't seen an elemental land wagon before, so they definitely want to look at those as they go by. Nor have they seen the large construction carrying wagons, basically that he need like a whole team of draft horses to pull them.
Are there elemental wagons?
There's
Mine's
a couple.
not elemental. Mine's
Yours
just
is not.
steam.
There's a couple elemental wagons that House Orion has brought along. They don't have a lot of them, but there's a couple.
I want to when we shut down for the evening. Every chance I get, I want to look at those and snoop around them and talk to the people who are driving them and
Looking
learn
at
as much
them
as I can.
is certainly no problem. Make a charisma check for talking to the crew.
Charisma.
I know it's your specialty.
Yeah.
Just like a persuasion.
Sure, we do persuasion.
I get a little bit on that. That's 12.
The guy doesn't seem overly eager to share anything with you, but he also doesn't really go out of his way to shoo you away. So he'll kind of give you short answers to questions you ask for him, and doesn't really engage. But he's not totally useless. You get some information out of him. But you've been kind of studying what goes into elemental binding off and on for as long as so you have
Pretty much at every opportunity.
Yeah, you have a pretty good understanding of what's going on, but it's a nice reinforcement that you're basically getting a chance to even superficially examine the house that has basically mastered it, and you seem like you understand what's going on and probably picked up a trick or two over the course of the trip.
Are the pilots dragon marked?
It's a good question. Make a perception check.
$11.
Make 3 more perception checks.
9, 18. Or one more, even?
It's 4 total.
4 total. 11, 9, 18, 8.
3 of them you do not see it. That doesn't mean they're not there because they couldn't literally be anywhere on the person. But one of the drivers definitely has a dragon mark. It's very clearly he was wearing like short sleeves, and it's just all down one of his arms.
Okay. I'm just gonna straight up ask the others if they're dragon marked then.
A couple of them kind of look at you like, one of them goes, "Well, yeah. How else are you gonna drive these things?" All
There are
4 of
ways.
them- there are ways, but all 4 of them are dragon mark. Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right, so Caravan makes a stop about halfway to Daskaran. First day of travel is pretty uneventful. They set up a huge camp. 200 wagons plus the crews for that. I mean, you got to figure there's, 7? I mean, if you figure 2 people per wagon and then at least that as many as guards, you're talking 800 people almost. Like, it's a big caravan.
I have
So
one
it's
more question about the wagons.
fire away.
Do any of them have any armaments?
They do not.
'Kay.
Or at least none that are obvious.
'Kay.
So it's a huge encampment, and I need the 4 people who are going to be on watch to make perception checks for night 1. Bastion, I'm going to say, is at disadvantage because he's mostly hearing only and not visual, since he can't
Okay.
really aim himself.
Could he aid the other 3?
We could do it that way too. If you guys all want to have advantage instead, that way we could do it that way too. It might be easier that way, actually.
Oh shit! Keelan sees all.
Yeah.
Terrain sees all.
Oops! I
Wicked.
accidentally did nature.
Is it the same thing?
-3 to the 19, so 16.
So 16. That's not bad. It's very quiet. The kind of terrain around here is mostly kind of rolling hills, plains, occasionally kind of lightly wooded areas here or there. You can kind of feel the cooling of the river, like the coolness being picked up by the wind off the river. Very clear night, so it's just kind of a very pleasant journey so far. Everybody gets up the next morning very early because it's a big to do to get this kind of caravan going. Travel throughout the day.
So Brath is like probably fast asleep, and he just hears as the steam wagon starts going.
What? What?
Are we being invaded?
Rise and shine, Brath.
Oh, 5 more minutes.
Going now.
Fine, go.
The wagon
My
actually does
flying
have,
boots will catch up. It's fine.
does have bunks inside too, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
I don't think it's enough for everyone, but it's enough for almost everyone. I think it's 1 bunk shy of one of the medium caravans.
It's enough. It's enough for everyone but Bastion.
There you go.
And
At
Bastion
least he's
doesn't
not
need.
top.
That's because you just put him on the lazy Susan on the ceiling.
Well, he doesn't. Bastion doesn't need. Bastion doesn't sleep. So
So next day, caravan gets going early again. It's pretty much the day before. Nice, beautiful weather, fall day. Passing the beautiful homesteads and farms and fishing villages and farming towns. And in the late afternoon, the caravan arrives in the town of Daskaran. Daskaran is not a city, it's more of a large town. However, the river immediately to the east of it, that you'll be crossing the next day, that is the former border between Ander and Thrain. When you guys see on the map the little dotted line that runs through the silver wood right there, that's the new border. That whole little peninsula was given from Ander to Thrain in the treaty that ended the last war, including the city of Thaliost. So Daskaran is very heavily walled and fortified for a city of its size because it was the launching point for the military campaigns that Thrain sent toward Thaliost. While everything is in good repair now, you can see like places where the walls were kind of repaired over the years. The occasional, gouge in the wall that's still a remnant from the last war that's just superficial. You can see kind of the that were at one time, military buildings quickly erected on the outskirts of the town that are now basically falling, collapsing in small wooden structures that are just abandoned and slowly rotting because they don't have need for them anymore.
Olympic Village.
Kind of, yeah. But the town is good size. It's definitely a little bit overwhelmed by the size of the caravan, and the caravan actually camps outside the city walls just because there's not nearly enough room for it to take in this much. But you guys do have access to the town if you want to go in there at all, or we can just carry on.
Do any of the other special groups go into the town?
Yeah, a couple of them definitely do.
I'm
And
going.
a lot of the Teamsters do. Some of the soldiers do. It's probably going to be fairly chaotic in there because you would guess that the town hasn't seen this many visitors simultaneously in a very long time.
I'm gonna follow one of the other 2 special groups then and see if I notice anything off with them, meeting anyone or anything else.
Sure. Roll a stealth check and a Investigation check. You follow a little trio from one of the specialist groups go. It's a Goliath fighter and a halfling fighter and a dwarf rogue. They go and they do not seem to be trying to be stealthy or do anything particularly shady at all. They find the diviest of dive bars they can, and they drink too much and they eat bad food and they laugh as their Goliath friend arm wrestles people and starts a fight. And the bar owner looks both happy that he's getting so much business until tables start breaking and fights started, and then he's despondent over all of his trash furniture, and it's pretty much the extent of that. And as you move your way through the town, you can definitely tell there's a lot of that going on, and there's not nearly enough town guard to deal with all of the debauchery that's going on.
American tourists.
Yep, cruise ship pulled up. Oh my god. I would like you, the three of you, each to make a perception check for watch again.
Okay.
Other than a lot of noise coming from the town itself, all is quiet. Night passes uneventfully. Luther seems annoyed at many of the guards and some of the specialists and teamsters. Lack of focus the night before. So he gets the caravan up earlier than he did before, and you have some very unhappy, headachy members of this caravan as it lurches, started before the sun has even risen. It goes through the town, crosses the bridge, which, as you cross it, once again, you can tell this bridge has been heavily reinforced and also repaired, probably multiple times. Over the course of the war, in good shape now, but it still bears the scars of it. And as you cross into what was formerly Andair, and is now this part of Thrain, and the sun rises, you can kind of see remnants occasionally of the battles that were fought here. You'll see a random rusted out sword in the ground, a rotting out siege engine sitting off the road at some point. You'll come across the occasional helmet, maybe a bone sticking out here or there. There's not a lot of it, but something you come across as you move, because there was a lot of fighting done here not too terribly long ago. They stop for the night about halfway between Daskaran and Thalios, the last night before you'll arrive in your destination the next day. So I need perception checks from our 3 persons keeping watch.
I assume we're swinging south of the Silverwood, like
Correct,
following
the road. You guys are on the
Yeah.
road. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Silverwood used to be a place where there were all kinds of stuff that would hide in there. And I forget which, but one of the sides put in a group of werewolves in there to harass the other. But one of the first things Thrain did, the Church of the Silver Flame did when they acquired this area, was they cleared out the Silverwood pretty thoroughly. So it doesn't have that reputation anymore.
Just a few werewolves, not a ton anymore.
Correct. Now there's just a smattering, if you will.
Yes.
I mean, with the reputation that Thrain has and the Church of the Silver Flame has with how they handle werewolves, specifically, what's the lycanthropes? None of them would want to be living in Thrain anyway. Let's see. Okay, so
Third watch only got a 10.
that's right. So third watch, the DC is actually 10. As you're sitting there, kind of thinking about a couple hours before we're supposed to get up, it's still completely dark out though. In the forest across kind of a ways from where you're set up, you start to hear this kind of odd yipping noise and what sounds to be like a lot of underbrush being rustled, like a lot of it, like not just right in front of you, but like all down this forest. And as you're kind of looking around, you can see that a lot of the other guards up and down the caravan are hearing the same thing, and they're all kind of like moving their hand towards their weapons and turning to face this wood as they hear noise coming from it.
I'm gonna run inside the steam wagon real quick and just pull the steam whistle. Let
right.
everybody know. And I'm sure Brath hates it.
Huh? What? What's going on?
You're rudely woken up,
Ah!
and
Things in the woods. Need to be careful. Might be bad. And I'll go back up on top of it. Oh, I got a snazzy gold border around my steam
I know,
wagon.
right?
Now I
Yeah,
would
clearly.
assume that I am not sleeping in my armor.
I would say that that's probably a valid assumption.
How long does it take you to don it? Like 10 minutes?
It's a great question that I don't know the
Very-
answer to directly.
Is it medium or heavy?
Glamored breastplate, so it's medium.
Medium. I think medium is 1 minute, I want to say.
I'm looking.
It says
Dawn.
5 minutes for medium.
Hunting
1 minute for
and
light.
doffing,
Yeah.
yeah.
5 minutes.
So a
Well,
little bit.
I start strapping it on.
Oh, I failed. I was actually trying to make the border match the border of the party, but I picked the wrong border. I forgot that that's what you guys had. Who am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's not here? Keelan. So have everybody roll initiative.
So me and Bastion definitely would be on top. I don't know if you would let everyone else, when I pull the whistle, get out or on top or wherever they want to be.
Yeah, I mean, even if they're inside, it's just a matter of running out. So
Sure.
Bastion.
Do what now?
I didn't roll too bad for initiative for Bastion.
No, that's pretty good.
I know.
I mean, as you guys are waking up and stammering out of the wagon, you see the guards drawing their swords. Emerging from the brush all around you are what appear to be kobolds riding boars.
Amazing.
And I'm sure their intent looks ill.
They do. Their intent does indeed look ill.
Quite ill, in fact. All right, so about how many minutes of donning my armor do I get before this initiative order starts?
One.
Aw.
Then I'm ditching my armor because
Yep.
combat's not going to be 50 rounds.
Well, if it is, that would be some kind of a record. I'm pretty sure.
And it wouldn't be 50 minutes without me, I would hope. But I'd hope I'd be more influential than that.
Right.
Well, I guess I'll
So
just grab my
would-
shield and here we go.
Would he have gotten, like, maybe part of his armor on?
That's not really how that works, I don't think.
No.
Probably not.
All or nothing.
You got a gauntlet on. That's it.
I got my shield.
You do have a shield, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could have armor of Agathis.
That's true. You can don armor as an action, kinda, sorta.
If we had a minute, I'd be on top of the wagon.
Okay.
Ready.
Definitely, you can be on top of the wagon.
Yeah, I think actually Keelan would probably do the same.
So the horses there, by the way, that those represent, because you'll notice those tokens are large. Those aren't individual horses. Those are basically representing small herds of horses that they had resting for the night.
Piles of
Okay.
horses.
Yep. All right. Sorain.
I'm going to pull out my short bow, use my steady aim to give myself advantage because I haven't moved yet, and I will attack. I'll attack the boar right here.
All right. And try to shoot it out from under him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
24.
that'll hit.
For 27.
You shoot it in the face. It stumbles down. Whoops. Not a D16. And this guy takes 4 falling damage.
I will then jump out and kind of. I assume are these logs I can kind of duck down behind.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll just duck down behind it.
All right, Keelan.
So I am going to take my cue from Serene and shoot at this boar here. But I am also going to cast a lightning arrow. Which I
Okay.
will post. And roll. 19 hit?
19 will hit. Yep.
Okay, and then they have to make dex saving throws.
Sorry, which one was it again?
So I was hitting this boar here.
And then it would hit the kobold on top as well.
Well, and everyone
And-
within 10 feet.
Oh, so that's basically all 6 of those guys.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
so it would be, sorry, it would be 48 on the boar and then 2d8 on the remaining 5. If they all fail dex, but half as much if they
Gotcha.
do or don't.
If... Is dex save?
Yes.
Did not do what I wanted it to do. Oh, I know. Hold on. Let me try. Try again.
Actually, just the 5.
Hey, it did do it! Huzzah!
Um,
All right. So, what is the?
Sorry. So then the boar takes that, so 22 plus. Oh gosh, I don't actually know.
So the first 4 failed, and he takes some. So that board dead.
Oh,
so then
that
what
didn't
is the-
help at all. Okay.
So and then how much is the full damage for the other ones?
2d8. Like,
Yeah, 2d8.
So go ahead and roll that.
15.
woo!
15. So and it's DC. What was it? 14.
15.
15.
So left to right is fail, pass, pass. So if they pass, they're gonna take 8.
And then fail, pass, fail for the boars.
So actually, one boar didn't have to do it because I think it didn't need to make a dex save. It
Because
just
it was already
took the
dead.
damage.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
no, it
already
just-
dead.
It takes the damage. It doesn't make a dex
Oh,
save
I gotcha.
anyway.
All right. Well, we'll say 1 pass, 1 fail, so -7. And then this boar, it dead, and that means this kobold is gonna take falling damage. And he dead now. All right. Keelan just unleashed a massacre.
And I still have one more shot. Which I will take at. I'll just go after this guy.
All right. The
I'm
one that's
using-
rolling around on the ground. If the one that's the kobold by himself would actually be, he would be prone. because
Doesn't
of
matter,
top-
though.
No, it
I-
doesn't. So he explodes. He dead.
Okay.
I mean, they're kobolds.
Okay. Then that is my turn.
What is Bastion doing?
Oh crap! Why are they back to back? He.
Because you rolled
will-
good. It's your fault.
I know. He's supposed to roll terribly. You know what? I'm just gonna do. Oh my gosh, Thomas, all of your spells are wrong. Yeah, what is the range of fireball?
120 feet.
Plenty.
I mean, yeah, in a 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. So you could
then-
hit all 3 on the right.
All right, we're gonna do that. Just gonna drop a fireball right on this guy.
All right.
Oh, that's mine.
Whew.
Yeah, dex
So
save.
even if any of them make the save for half damage, they will die anyway.
Okay. Okay, so just the boars left.
It's a wild boar. Probably it just fucks off, I would imagine.
These guards are going over here because the fireballs are scaring the horses. So they're trying to help the teamsters keep the horses from spooking. Teamsters are going to go at the same time as the guards for sake of simplicity. As is this random noble that's here. They don't want any part of this. So they're going away. All right. This random boar charges forward.
Would the guy have a ready to action?
He was handling the horses.
He was trying to handle the horses, so no.
Fair enough.
And he will attempt to tusk said guard twice. He hits once. And boar has this. So dude is going to take 16 slashing damage, which will kill him.
Oh,
Oh.
poor buddy.
It's a scary boar.
And I need everybody to make a perception check. And it is nighttime. So I lied. If you have dark vision, make a perception check at disadvantage. If you don't have dark vision, you don't get to make a perception check.
Can I make a
3.
petition to not be at disadvantage? So I can see normally
See,
for
normally,
120
yes,
feet.
Yep, that'll work. So you could not be
9.
9. Well, that won't do it anyway.
21.
I don't have dark vision, and I don't think Bastion does either.
He does not.
Soran, you don't so much see, but as you were kind of wincing away from the explosion of the fireball, it's just kind of a slight noise catches your ear, and you see in the air above the forest are 3 large winged creatures.
I'm gonna use my reaction to yell at Snicketch and everyone else to look at the sky. There are ring creatures in the air.
Alright. Now it is the horse's turn. The horses need to make a save to not spook. Two of the herds do spook. Oh, there's more. So 2 of them spook. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. These 2. And they dash. Which will take them almost off the map. Pretty close. And that means these 3 poor teamsters are going to be trampled to death.
Well, they gotta make a strength save.
I mean, the chances of the commoners making enough saves to not be dead is pretty small. Nope, even if they take half damage, they will be dead.
This is all because of Bastion's fireball.
Well, it says it doesn't say anything about half damage. So if they make the save, they don't take damage.
No, they only take
If
half
If the
damage.
target
It
is a
does.
saving throw, they only take half damage. And
Oh,
they're
okay.
not- yeah.
Okay. Well, that sucks for them.
Doesn't it though?
Nice try to keep them alive, but they did.
It was meant to be.
Sneak it.
Schnicket is going to drop a fireball right where I've got the center point of this, so it'll
What are you
hit
gonna get?
4 of them.
All right.
The 4 in the middle.
Roll damage because the dexterity saves may not matter.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Do the thing. 32.
All right. One moment. You try to make combat so it's not the same thing over, but you also get a lot of character sheets going. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
32. Yeah, that was a battle. Which is it? I think it's that group. Hold on.
It won't quite reach the. It won't quite reach that boar. But yeah, those guys. Kapoof.
All right. Is that it for you, Schnicket?
That is it for Schnicket.
So Keelan is on the roof. Schnicket, you're on the roof. Yes.
I am.
Bastion, are you on? Is Bastion on the roof?
I think so. He was up there for.
Brath, are you
Well,
inside or on the roof?
I am on the roof.
On the roof. Okay.
Now I'm worried.
I think we're about to eat a spell.
Yeah.
I hope I'm glad I got off.
I don't have counterspell yet.
Uh-oh.
Did you do it? I didn't. Oh well.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you? It's weird because it didn't show it on my end.
Hmm.
So good.
Lightning bolt.
So everyone but Brath, 'cause I couldn't get all 5 of you in it, make a dexterity saving throw.
This includes Bastion.
Includes Bastion, yes. Yes,
No.
indeed.
Yay. Hey, I'm really not rolling that bad for him.
Nope.
I'm gonna take
Yeah,
full damage.
He passed
I
that.
take no damage.
Oh. The second one
So-
was me.
So 35 is full. Half is no wait, 17. So yeah, 17.
18 if you round up, 17 if you round down.
Oh, 18. There you go.
And do I see where that came from?
Yes, absolutely you do. Thank you. As
Okay.
the lightning flashes through the sky, it briefly lights up. And over here, you see 3 giant bats, each one with a very small rider.
I thought I had absorb elements, but apparently I don't. Damn.
Oh, my thing isn't updating.
Uh-oh. Oh, the token, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
I just want to let you know.
I know why.
And I'm guessing he was further. It was further away than he is now when he cast that.
Yes, they would have been a little bit further away.
Okay.
Bastions isn't updating either.
That's because I don't think I have it set right. What
Well,
about
I
Nancy?
also haven't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right,
hers.
okay.
I haven't added his yet.
Schnicket's updated.
Friends is updated. I didn't take any. Uncanny dodge or evasion.
There you go. So it's basically right at the very last little thing there. Hold on a second.
Bastion's is updating.
And lastly, let's see here.
Did he hit my wagon with the lightning bolt or just us?
I think it would have hit the wagon. I mean, you guys were on it, right?
Yeah.
Does the wagon get to make a dex save?
I don't think the wagon gets to make a dex save. It's not moving.
Yeah. Okay.
Would wood have resistance to lightning?
No.
Wood would not. And actually, you could make an argument that it's flammable, in which case the lightning would actually set it on fire.
No.
Ah!
Ooh, that's a lot.
Ah! It's okay, I can deal with them. Oh, they're coming in.
And that was 35?
Yep.
How much health does the wagon have?
I think he's got 70.
A lot of
Yep.
kobolds, man.
Uh-huh. There's a lot of kobolds.
I don't know how to actually make the wagon like take damage other than just editing the hit points of it.
You should be able to do it on the token. Can you not do it on the token?
I could try it on the token. Let me try it on the token.
That's the easiest way to do it, honestly. Alright. Yeah, there you go.
My wagon's bleeding.
Tis.
Soren's gonna ask Nikich what he's making this wagon of after this fight if it's bleeding.
Alright, so only 3 of these guys are actually close enough to attack after moving. So those 3 will. The rest had to dash. So these 3 will all attack this one poor guard.
Over here.
And they have pack tactics. Yep.
Ah, poor guy. He's gonna get shredded.
So
Yeah,
that,
he's dead. He's just
that
dead.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, including a critical.
You don't even need to roll, dude. Oh, you rolled an extra one, but I'm sure it's academic.
He takes 63 points of damage, and they hack him into little pits.
How high are the guys flying?
About 50 feet.
Okay.
And lastly, one of the scorching rays is targeted at this wagon down here, and it basically catches on fire. On fire. And the other is at the horses. And let's see. 1, 2, 3. So 2 hits on the horses. For 11 damage. Wrath.
Alright, so my winged boots activate as I hop down and fly over here.
I'm going hunting.
And then I would like it if you could maybe provide me with a 60-foot cone, but if not, we could just use our imagination. I am casting in this direction, getting as many as I can with Cone of Cold.
Oh, that's gonna kill them all.
Ah.
At 5th level.
Cone of Cold, right?
Mm-hmm. And I would love to get these guys up in the air. I don't know how that interacts with a cone.
You're too far away.
60?
Yeah.
Remember, they're 50 feet up, so you got to think like a triangle.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So I would be
70.
aiming it upward. If I miss the guys on the ground, that's fine.
Okay.
They're from where you're at right now. They're about 70 to 75 feet away from you. At a straight
they?
line between you and them. Yeah.
Mhm. You have
Why?
the base
Well,
squared plus-
But
plus
no,
base
If I'm
squared
here
equals
and I aim it directly at them, they're 60 feet away.
But they're also 50 feet up in the air.
No, he is right. If you do the math, it's you don't.
The
do
cone doesn't go straight down and then turn up. It goes straight at them in a line.
but
correct.
you need to do the Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if we really want to do the math, you could, but it would be. Here, well, actually, let's do it. Let's do a little algebra on our D&D game here, right? So they're 50 feet up in the air. So it would be 50 times 50. Well, I gotta write this down. And then how far from there are they from you straight?
About 55, I think, from him. Yeah.
So you're saying if I was on the ground and I flew at an upward angle at them, it would take me more than 55 feet to reach them.
Yeah, they are 74.3 feet away from you in a straight line.
probably have to move closer.
Yeah, you'd have to move, 5 feet closer would probably do it.
Hmm.
Do your winged boots allow you to fly?
Sure, but
Oh yeah. Now, if can you go 50 feet straight up?
He wouldn't have to go 50 feet straight up. He could fly 10 feet towards them, do the cone of cold, and then fly back if he wanted
Sure.
to.
Or he could also go 10 feet straight up, and then it would reduce the distance, and he'd be close enough, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe I'll. Well, then I don't hit any of the people on the ground.
You do not.
Well, if
Kinda
it's a
defeats the
60-foot
purpose, that's
cone,
fine.
so
Now,
it's
if
a
you did it,
60-foot cone, so it's a
you did
60
it from
foot.
here
It's,
before, right?
with the,
Yeah,
it's
I was
60
here is what I was planning, and I was planning on like pointing it in this direction.
Well,
So
it's
if you did it
60 it's 60 feet in 3 directions, so he can hit the people up high and then also hit the people on the ground.
Well, it's from here. It's too far. If he were to do it from here, then he could get the ones in the air, and you could, in theory, get these guys over here on the right as well, or at least some of them.
Um,
I really hate that we had brought algebra into D&D.
I know, right? Doesn't it?
I'm
Doesn't
trying
it feel
to.
dirty?
I'm taking an algebra class right now, and I'm trying to avoid it, except for when I have to study for it.
So there's who you'd hit if you went close enough to get the ones in the back, basically.
So you'd get 2 of the flyers and
2 of the flyers and 3 of the grounders.
so I would go up in the air about this far, which is about 15 feet from where I was.
Yeah, something like that. That's assuming you're on the ground. You could reach from there.
got to keep in mind though, he is standing on top of the wagon, so he's probably 10 feet in the air already.
Sure, if you were to do it from back there, absolutely.
Sure, let's go. Let's go for it. And then I'll fly back over here when I'm done.
Fair enough. So go ahead and roll the diskies on it.
It's
dice.
31 with a 16 con save.
So these guys doesn't matter. They toasties.
Actually, they're literally frozen in a block of ice.
Frozen in a block of ice. And let's try the other ones.
It's time for Arnold Schwarzenegger, Batman and Robin puns.
That's right.
Nice to meet you.
It's each as a con save.
Yep.
Yeah.
16.
Tonight's forecast: fleas.
So both of the giant bats are frozen.
That's a lot of fall damage too.
Yeah, it is, assuming that this thing doesn't kill them outright, because once again, they are kobolds. He fails. He fails. And it was 31. Okay, so this one is dead.
And the other one's gonna die from falling damage probably.
It's gonna be close. Do the math here. He lands to the ground and he's not moving, but you guys can't tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna fireball just him, just to make sure.
And I guess I will Hexblade's Curse the last. Let's see, what is the range on Hexblade's Curse? It might be 30. Yeah, it is 30 feet. Never mind. I will Hexblade's Curse. Nothing for now. I will end my turn.
Right, so Rain.
Let's see, I'm 50. I'm going to use my steady aim to give myself advantage, and I'm gonna shoot that last bat with my short
Okay.
bow.
You would also have disadvantage for being in melee though,
Yeah,
which
Oh, I
means
would.
you won't get sneak attack, because if you have disadvantage for any reason, even if it cancels out, you still wouldn't get sneak attack.
all true.
Oh,
And
so
actually, I think it would be long range for the short bow anyway.
it wouldn't be because it's 80 feet for the short bow.
Mm.
So even if I'm not shooting the person who's in melee range with me,
Yeah, because you're
I
threatened.
still have disadvantage. I mean,
Correct.
Yeah,
So
if
your
someone-
roll would be a
Okay.
straight roll, but you won't get sneak attack.
I didn't realize it would be disadvantaged. So then I will go ahead and just attack this kobold right here.
All right.
$22.
Yeah, 22 hits. You good?
Suck on this 30 damage.
And that'll be it.
Keelan.
Okay. I was planning both mine and Bastion's moves. So, Keelan is going to shoot at this kobold and will use Hail of Thorns.
All right.
So I believe, yeah. These three kobolds need to make dex saves. Well, let me see if I hit them first. 27?
You do?
Okay. Then they need to make dex saves.
18, 18, and 5.
So these two pass. The first two pass, and the last one fails.
So if they pass, how much damage do they take?
So the first one takes 22.
Is that the primary target?
Yeah, this middle
The
one.
middle one? All right, you did.
And then not 11. They take 1.
One?
Oh, 1d10. I rolled
One.
a 1.
One big damage.
Oh, goodness. Okay. And then Keelan will shoot for her second shot, she'll shoot at this one right in front of Serene.
Right. I somehow removed the... I think these guys were 15. 99% sure.
Guessing 28 hits.
28 does hit, yes.
Okay. And then it would not be the 5, it would just be the 12.
On which one?
This guy right here. Oh, that changes what I was gonna do. Why did I pick that one? And then that's Keelan's turn.
You know what I think Thomas would do here?
What?
I think Bastion would move like right here,
Yeah,
and he would Burning Hands this way.
that's actually exactly what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
I was gonna get this guy that was right here, and then it was gonna be all of them. So actually, yeah, he'll move. I think he can move right there. I think that's...
Oh,
Yeah, he has
easy.
30 feet. And then he's gonna use somebody's Scorcher.
Agonizer Scorcher.
Yeah. And it's a 30-foot in a line, so we should get
Basically,
all the way up to the...
3
If you-
kobolds and a boar.
If you move that down 1 square, yeah, then you won't hit any of the guards, and you'll
Yeah,
hit
4 kobolds,
4
but no
kobolds,
boar.
but no boar.
Okay, we can do that one. 4 kobolds.
All right. So is it a
And-
dex save?
Probably.
We get to his spells. It is, I'm just gonna post it. It is a dex save, yes. So the second
So
one.
one
passed.
made it, and it was number 2. So he takes 7 damage. Oh, whoops. Deleted the wrong one. There we go. That'll work. All right. Is that it for Bastion?
Think so. He only has 1 attack, right?
That is correct.
Unless I action surge, which I don't think I will. Okay, yep, that's him.
All right. The guards are now going to stop tending to the horses and try to fight kobolds. 1, 2, 3. I don't know why it's whispering it to me, but they all missed.
Nice.
This noble going to stand here. These guys are going to run. This guy, seeing his friends trampled to death, is also going to run. And I think that's it for them. These two horse herds run away. The last two, whenever I can find them, there we are. See if they stick around. He does not. He does not. These guys book it. And stick it.
I need a ruling.
Fire away.
If I were to cast web
Mm-hmm.
on the flying guy,
Mm-hmm.
would you rule that they would have to make the save or be restrained, even though they're in the air, and that the webs would fall to the ground and make the ground sticky?
That is a great question. Let's see how the spell is worded.
Because it doesn't specify for casting on airborne targets.
I mean, if you're the point
It
that you
says right here,
choose-
if the webs aren't anchored between two solid masses, which is
They
or
fall to
layered
the
on the
ground.
or layered on the floor, wall, or ceiling, the conjured web collapses in on itself, and the spell ends at the start of your next turn.
Okay.
So it would exist in the air for one turn, basically.
Okay. Well, I don't like that. I wish Magnify Gravity had a thing where it would like shove things into the ground, but it doesn't. It just slows things. Hmm. Okay. I'm going to cast Catapult, and I'm going to aim it at the bat.
Okay.
And if the bat makes the save, because of the way it's aimed, then the kobold would have to make the save too. But if
Okay.
the bat doesn't make the save, the bat will take all the damage.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to cast it at second level. Oh, that's shitty roll. 3 2s. The
You
bat
pass
makes a
save?
save. 4 2s, actually. And the kobold?
Also makes
Also.
a save.
So that does nothing. All right. Cool.
Juice.
That's that. That's my turn.
All right. Those ones just arrived. There. 20, 30. He can reach there. 10, 20. He can go there. Or just arrived.
Yeah, it's 2.0.
That's right. And, oh, who did we lose? Was it Hydrobot?
Yeah.
Just the right amount. All right, let's do this. So the 3 that are attacking the guard, that guy's probably screwed. So wait, I think I made one too many, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I didn't. Hit. So he is dead. They love to surround him and chop him into little bits. This
Kobolds
one,
do it.
that's right.
Or they cower. It's one or the other.
This one will attack Bastion twice with advantage. 21 and a crit, or 25 and a crit, I should say.
I think he can use shield. What is
Shield on the
mean?
25 will work. Yeah, it won't work on the nat 20.
But it'll give him his abjuration ward if he.
Correct, which I
Okay.
think is 10. I think something like that.
It is. Well, his arcane ward,
Arcane ward, that's it, yeah.
17.
Okay, so 10 damage. So he has 7 temporary shields left.
Okay.
And the 2 boars are also going to attack him. These are not at advantage.
Miss.
All right. 2 on the guy next to the guard over here.
Okay, wait. Sorry. His AC is only 20. I thought it was higher.
It should be way higher than that.
When you shield, it stays until his next turn.
Okay, so then he's good.
Yeah.
His base AC should be higher than that too.
Why does it only say 20 then?
I think it's 20, and then he uses the thing, and it goes to 25 when he shields.
Okay, maybe it's that.
I think it's higher than that. Maybe not.
I
don't
think
know.
it might be too, but either way. This guy's hacked into little bits. This is 2 on Sorain, not an advantage. 26 and 16
The 26 hits.
or 7 piercing.
Uncanny dodge to do 4.
All right, and then this is the 2 on the fat bald noble back there. 16 and 16, and those might not hit actually. Oh, no, I lied, they do. And he's down. And last one. This will cast Scorching Ray at Schnicket. So 19, 24, and 9.
The 19 and the 24 both hit.
So 10 and 10 more.
Oof.
And then he turns and flies away.
How far away?
Well, let me tell you right now. It's however far fast a giant bat can fly. So 120 feet from where he was.
Wow, those things are super fast.
In the air, yeah.
Is he still within 120 feet of me?
No.
Yep.
He would left. He 120 feet, 20 feet from where he was.
And he was back here, right?
He was like right here.
Did he go
So
that way, or
No,
did
he
he
didn't
actually
go that way. I was
he,
just moving.
he
them
went
off the
away?
map. They
Okay.
went straight back. I was just moving them off the map. So they went 100. They went that way. Or, I'm not drawing. They went that way. Brath.
All right, well, I'm gonna go to here, and I will do another one. Do this again. See if I can't get as many here as possible.
I think you would get. Yeah, I think. Pretty sure.
Going of cold number 2, Frigid Boogaloo.
That's right. There you go. Basically everyone except for those little stragglers over to your left and the ones behind you.
Sweet. Let's roll it. Oh!
So there is
Big
literally
damage.
no condition under which any of these guys can survive this.
And I clip Bastion on purpose because he's not here. No.
And Bastion's very cold now.
No, he's got good con. It's not a dex save.
Oh, do I
Did it
have to
actually-
con
did it-
save for
It
him?
actually would have hit him, huh?
It might have clipped him. It was real close. But technically,
think
if you're doing it based on like one
Well, he
space in
didn't-
each direction, then technically, I guess it would hit
Yeah,
him.
go ahead, Bastion, make a con save.
He did not pass.
Sorry.
Okay, so Bastion takes 45.
45 damage.
I was like, why are you out so far? Damn it!
He is still standing, but he looking rough.
He doesn't have his reaction, does he?
He does.
He does not. He used shield.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shield would have been his reaction.
yeah.
He could have hypothetically elemental warded it, or whatever it's called.
Absorb
Does he
elements.
have?
Yeah, absorb elements.
I mean, he had 10 negative on the ward, right?
Oh yeah,
Maybe not.
he had 7 left on the thing.
Okay.
So it would have been 38 damage then.
Sorry, new spell. Then I fly back over here.
Oh, I missed.
Oh, you don't have to apologize to me. I'm fine with it.
If Brath is done, Soray,
If I attacked Bastion right now, would it count as a surprise attack since it's coming from me?
I think it would. Yes.
Nah, I'm not gonna
Sneak
kill him.
attack!
I'm going to. I'll just come up right up here and attack this thing.
All right.
This was the first session where I had good
15.
AoE available. What a great
Nice.
session for that.
Hits. And dead.
That'll be the end of my turn. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll move one step forward to get in between.
Oh, look at him. What a good guy this Serene is. Keelan?
Okay, I'm going to try out my handy dandy. Oh, actually, sorry. How far away did you say the bat thing was?
120 feet from right here.
Which would be
But-
about
So like,
180 feet,
Okay, so
185 feet.
65 plus 120, so 185, and then 50 feet up from that. So it'd actually be probably something like 210.
okay, still fine. But I think the real question is, I'm assuming I cannot see.
Do you have dark
It-
vision?
No, I do not.
Then you cannot see.
Okay.
Otherwise, you were
was-
going to sharpshooter that, right? You were going to like lick the
Yes,
tip of
I
the arrow,
was.
close one eye, and be like, "I gotcha, I gotcha."
Because I have 600 foot range. So I was like, why am I asking how far he is? He's not 600 feet away.
Guys, check this out.
No disadvantage to 600 feet either. That's crazy.
Okay, so then I will shoot this one here and use my Hail of Thorns again. So they both need to make dex saves. If a 15 hits them.
15 does.
Okay.
Oh, that was not the right save. Ignore that.
God, I'm rolling terrible.
They both fail.
Okay, so then
Can't
Is
believe
there
it.
a light out
Nicole is
here?
playing Rangers in both campaigns.
just not the 11, the 9 for both.
Oh, so close.
So wait, 16 plus 9, right?
16 on this guy, 9 on this guy.
Okay.
But then I get to shoot him again.
All right. As he's like clutching at his chest and like barely walking, you just
30. Okay.
Boing.
like it's like, huh? Still alive, huh?
And then that should be Keelan's turn. Let me just make sure I mark down her spells because I have not been doing that.
Bastion.
And then Bastion
Mine
is
music sucks. Why isn't it going? Keep
Going to turn around and attack Breath. And that's fine. I get
yeah.
it.
It's gonna yell at him. Actually, I don't think Bastion would yell. I think he'd just be confused.
Why is it so cold?
I yelled out, sorry. My bad. New spell. Getting used to it.
And then I guess he's just gonna hit him. Uh,
I'm really bad at trigonometry. I'm sorry.
actually, what does this do? Okay, I am going to. I'll just shocking grasp this guy.
That is
Alright.
an old Bastion go-to, isn't it?
Again?
Interrogation time.
Mm-hmm. Why are you here? What are you doing this
That
for?
hits. And he zapped him to death.
Okay.
I imagine he would probably second wind as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, heal himself. It's not a bad
Oh
idea.
yeah, he should do that.
He should get
It's
He
a
has only
D. It's
one
a
level of fighter,
D10. It's a D10 plus his fighter level. Yeah.
so
plus
yeah.
2. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
5.
5 big health back. You know what? That's better than 4.
I mean, that's like 20 health for most characters.
The horses
When you think about
run
it.
away.
No,
The
come
guard gets
back.
behind you guys. Take it.
I'm gonna jump down and move as far as I can.
Okay.
Which is right there. And if that motherfucker with the bat comes back, I'm holding Scorching Ray.
Okay. Payback's a bitch.
And that's it.
Surprisingly, Serene, this kobold, seeming to have no situational awareness whatsoever, charges straight at you.
And
8 and 11.
whiffs.
They missed.
He started to realize how bad his situation was right as he went for the first strike. Oh, what? Where is everybody?
Actually, Serene, make a perception check. It was definitely, you guys are experienced adventurers, and all experienced adventurers have. You have experience with kobolds because that's what you do when you're level adventurers, is you fight kobolds.
Well, we met him in the catacombs of
Oh, that's
Shar.
right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. You know that they are cowards, and it for this one to charge you in so hopeless of a situation is bizarre in the extreme. And as it flails at you wildly with his dagger, you notice two things kind of jump out at you. One, his pupils are like dilated to the point where it looks like they're not even there. You can barely see them. And two, kobolds are not known to be particularly strong or muscular creatures. Not that this one looks ripped by any stretch, but it looks like the muscles on him were like made significantly larger very quickly. So like all of the skin on its body looks like it's like like the skin over a drum, like pulled super tight, so it could like barely contain these muscles that are just huge for a kobold.
Kobolds on gear, popping roids.
That's why they're called swobolds, by the way, if you noticed in a little
I did
description on that.
notice.
I did notice that.
Brath.
I guess I will just Eldritch Blast this last one. Let's see. There it is.
Yep, 11 hits.
And 12?
Oh, yep, also hits. Oh no, wait, I lied. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong thing. No, actually neither of those hits. They have an AC of 14.
Okay,
My
well then I miss. And that's it for me.
Serene, as you're confusedly looking at this guy and juking his wild attacks.
How far away are the horses?
They're far away. Their horses have been sprinting for 2 rounds basically, and they have a base movement of 40. So the closest ones would be something like 80 to 120 feet away.
Trying to think if I should try and get some back or not.
There are people for that kind of stuff.
I mean, I can move 180 feet this turn, so now just
You could run down the guy that's trying to fly away.
Apologies, by the way. I meant to show this to you guys before, but I forgot to make the session recap visible to you. So when it pops up now, you can just ignore it.
Okay. Wisdom's misspelled. I'm going to move over here so I gain advantage and attack. Although, I'm gonna try and just knock it out if I can.
Okay, non-lethal damage, sure.
Would I know
You
if
could do that,
kobold?
but you would get. I don't think you'd get sneak attack damage for non-lethal damage. It'd be just a regular roll.
All right. Would I know if kobolds can speak?
Yes,
Okay.
that definitely hits. And you club him, and he basically flops to the ground and stands back up and stares, foaming at the mouth with his beady little eyes, and is still up.
Well, I can't do anything else, so I'll be there my turn.
Elin, you see Serene try to punch this thing out, and it just looks at him very angrily. Actually, you probably couldn't see much of anything from over there.
She's going like, what?
I mean, the only
Or
light
did we
source
get
is this thing that's on fire behind you.
Well, Bastion would have a light source.
Probably. Actually, you're probably right.
She'll aim at the light source.
I see him.
I see the light.
So Keelan is gonna ready an attack, an arrow, in case the flying thing comes back. She might not hear it, but it'll be fine. And then Bastion is gonna try and knock out the same kobold.
All right. Roll to hit.
That's Bastion. I'm not great at switching back and forth between them.
The 21.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that
it
hits.
would be flanking.
Oh, that was my longbow. Sorry. It
I
should have
mean,
been
the natural
Bastion.
roll is a 20, so it's
Longsword,
gonna
so-
hit. Yeah.
Okay.
And he knocks him out.
He just knocks him unconscious.
Yep, yeah. That's he had 1
Okay.
health left. So.
Okay. And
All
then
right. So as you end your part of the battlefield, you kind of look up and down the caravan line, and you realize this was all up and down the caravan line, and there have been a number of wagons destroyed. It looks like horses are loose everywhere. Guards took pretty heavy casualties. Most of the specialist squiddy fingers look like they're maybe a little bruised, but for the most part fine, and similar to what you guys are. And it appears its combat is for the most part over in the caravan, and they're trying to round up what horses they can and do damage control, basically.
I'm still sitting there waiting for that guy to come back so that I can burn him out of the sky. I'll stay there for like 10 minutes.
Brat
Ten.
immediately goes back to
like
bed.
30 to 45,
Just 10.
like 3 hours maybe.
No, just 10.
He does not come back.
Okay.
Eventually, this kobold will come to.
I think.
Okay.
Does he have rope?
I'm sure there's rope somewhere.
We have rope.
Yeah.
You guys have rope somewhere. Yeah, absolutely.
Bastion
Remembering
will
now that
tie
this
this
character,
guy up.
is not mute, I would come over and tell Snickage that I knocked one out. It looks strange, and that we should see if there's anything you can do to get any sort of information from it.
Do me a favor, Serene, roll a d6. So it takes 20 minutes for him to come to, and it seems like for about a minute he's in a fog, and as soon as he kind of gets his bearing, he immediately starts thrashing and chomping, and even though he's restrained, trying to attack anybody who's close to him, and his pupils are still crazy dilated, and he's foaming at the mouth a little bit.
Bastion will grab him. Seems like a Bastion move.
I'm gonna ask
I
Snickage,
wanna
"This is weird."
I wanna see if I can figure out what's going on with him.
How are you going to do that?
Well, I'm assuming Bastion just kind of takes his mitt and just clamps his mouth shut, kind of like like you would a crocodile. And Schnicket's just gonna start inspecting him, looking in his eyes, looking at his muscles, trying to determine if what happened to him is this like a chemical thing that was done to him? Is it a magic thing that was done to him? Is he hopped up on something? Why is he acting so crazy?
All right, so he tries to clamp down on his mouth, and the thing tries to bite him. So he's going to make an attack at disadvantage. That would be this. So
Yeah.
7.
Oh
Ignore the second
God.
one. 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I clicked twice. I didn't mean to. So Bastion is able to clamp down on him so much, and you're starting to make a to inspect him, Schnicket, and this thing is trying to struggle loose from Bastion. So I need to make an opposed strength check with the Swobold to Bastion.
Disadvantage because can the guy even make a strength check if he's restrained?
Oh, it's his mouth.
Okay.
How does
I s-
Bastion not have advantage on any saving throws? That seems incorrect.
What I want to know
That would be incorrect.
is why my character sheet is not popping up.
Advantage
Okay.
or proficiency on any saving
Sorry,
throws?
proficiency.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he has proficiency on 2, and they would be the wizard one. So it would be, is that intelligence and wisdom?
Usually, yeah.
Something like that?
Okay. I'm not gonna
He-
mess with it, but I just don't.
Yeah.
I'm
he's
just
got-
confused.
And roll 20, by the way, is being really weird on my end right now. So sorry, give me a second here.
I also forgot to mention after the fight I would check to see if this noble was still alive.
He is not alive. They hacked him up pretty good.
Okay.
Time to go through his pockets.
Roll a strength check.
If no one was looking, I would have gone through his pockets.
He struggles with it a lot more than you think he would, but Bastion does indeed keep his mouth closed so he doesn't bite anybody. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Would I be able to help him? Give advantage.
Sure. 17.
17.
You're too busy looting the dead noble.
Schnicket, from what you can tell, and with Sorain helping you, who is proficient in poisons, you definitely get the impression that this is something that was put into this kobold that is causing him to act like this. And yeah, so you think it's something that was put into the kobold's body.
Like a drug type thing.
That's what you're thinking, yeah.
Okay.
Would I be able to try and use take a sample of his blood and use the poisoner's kit to see if I might be able to see what it was?
Create a
Sure.
a neutralizing agent.
Yeah,
Can
or
we,
an antitoxin.
yeah, can we work on that together? Because I have
Sure. So
I have expertise with alchemist supplies.
you are not going to be able to get blood out of him very cleanly as if he's conscious and voracious
Doesn't
like
have to be clean. Just has to not kill him.
Okay. So make a medicine check to see how you do with disadvantage. What kind of a sample you get out of him. Because
Okay.
you do want a clean sample if you're going to try to pull stuff out of it, right? You
Yeah.
don't want it
Well,
to be tainted.
We're working together on it though, so
Sure. Oh, so straight roll.
I would probably let Snickage try and do that then.
All right,
Okay.
straight roll, Schnicken.
15.
15, not bad, not bad. You managed to get enough of what you think it is, and so we'll come back to that. Between the two of you, between the poisoner's kit and the alchemist kit, we'll give you guys a chance to see if you can learn anything on it. No, I don't think that would be high enough. So yeah, so that's where you're at. Anything else before the convoy regroups and attempts to move on?
We're gonna knock the kobold back out and probably tape his mouth shut.
Okay, roll another d6.
All right.
So this time he stays out much longer. He wakes up 40 minutes later. This time when he wakes up, he is not drooling from the mouth. His skin seems to be saggy. His pupils are more at a reasonable level. He doesn't look like he wants to attack everybody around him. He looks terrified and completely out of it.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to him and talk to him then and say, "You're not going to bite now? Going to talk? Yes."
1 second here. He looks thoroughly confused.
Is it because of a language barrier? Because I have that tooth, and that tooth means I always have the effect of tongues on me.
That is true. Make a insight check. Absolutely. We'll say you can recover half of the arrows you fired.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You get the impression well, not impression. You rolled a natural 20. He seems to be coming through basically some form of withdrawal, and he's just not really with it.
Okay, you still can't have out of it. You sleep. We talk tomorrow. Okay.
He does not answer.
Knock him out again.
Bastion knocks him out again.
Sleep.
What are you guys doing in the meantime? So the caravan would gather up as much as they can. They would definitely have lost some soldiers and some teamsters and some wagons and a lot of horses. But they managed to get the caravan largely going again. They leave sometime around midday the next day by the time they round everybody up. And they would arrive in Thaliost.
Well, I'm checking my wagon for damage before we go to bed. Just kind of looking at it.
It is damaged, as the lack of hit points would indicate,
Right.
but not critically so.
And the next morning, I'm going to Snicket's gonna go to Keelan and go, Keelan, come here. You sit there, and point towards the driver's seat, and is going to try to teach Keelan how to drive it so that he can
Fix it.
effects repairs while we're on the move.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Keelan
Um,
will sit, but be very confused.
Bastion looks super deflated that he wasn't asked to how
Ba-
to drive.
Bastion won't fit in the seat. It's a seat for Snicket.
Bastion is just gonna like stand outside of the wagon and just look dejected.
Sulking.
If we're on the
Can't
move,
believe he didn't build it big enough for me.
he'd probably be sitting on the top, looking dejected.
Or carrying all the lumber that you're needing to use to repair it right next to you.
So 2 hours later, that kobold comes to. He seems to be a little, still not great because one, you guys beat the shit out of him, and two, he's just coming off of some kind of drug. But he is or more coherent and cohesive, or at least as coherent and cohesive as kobolds go.
Also, did I get anything off of this noble when I went to go check on him, see if he was alive when I saw that I looted him?
Are you gonna try to pillage his body while everyone's cleaning up the camp?
It would have been. I would have done it when I went over to check on him the first time, like right after the combat
Make a
ended.
sleight of hand check with advantage.
Nobody sees a
Okay.
goddamn thing.
Nobody sees anything.
Are you
Um,
alive? Searching pockets.
Sir, are you alive?
What happened to all these nobles' belongings? I don't know. The kobolds must have got it.
The easiest things that you can grab are he has a coin purse with 75 gold pieces worth of various coins and gems in it. And he has if you want to try to take it, he has a clearly very well made longsword.
I will not take the longsword. I'll just take the coin purse.
All right.
And were me and Snicketch able to come up with what it was or anything?
That won't be something that's done immediately. That'll be something when you guys like kind of have a chance to spend a day with it, type of deal.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of come back to that. But the kobold is awake and able to talk if you want to try to talk with.
I'll untape his mouth and be like, "Why you attack us?"
And he's like, "Let me go."
Maybe you tell information. Maybe let you go.
They give us shinies and we attack. Let me go now.
Why are you so strong?
Great, very strong. And he flexes and he's like, ah.
Not normally. Something done to you, given drug maybe.
Super potion. Yeah. That makes me feel good then.
Who tell you do this?
Chief gave it to all of us. They stick the thing in our arm and told us to find and attack. There was all the clans, all of us. There was a big group of us. We went across the river. And they told us where to go, and they stuck us in the arm and said to attack. They promised us shinies.
Who stick you in arm?
Fancy man, blue skin.
Blue skin. It's been a while, Brian. Do we remember anybody with blue skin?
Does not seem to mean anything to you.
Okay. What does he look like? What kind of hair color? What kind of clothes?
Fancy clothes.
What kind of hair?
Short? Maybe long.
What color?
Dark? Pink. No, curly. It's all a blur. My head hurts.
Trying to decide if you're an idiot or if you're lying to me.
Make an insight check. You get the impression that he's an idiot, but also his head's still swimming a little bit.
Okay, you stay with us for a day or two. We
Water?
feed you. Yes, water. We feed you. You recover. Then you tell us all information. Then we let you go. Yes.
Yeah, let go. That sounds good.
You have to give information before we let go.
Mm. Let go and shinies for information.
Let go and life for information.
He looks very dejected.
Okay, go sleep. Don't make noise.
So the caravan continues its journey.
And I will be trying to effect repairs as we are going.
All right. It's at this point. Actually, would have just before you guys set up camp, you would have noticed the kind of terrain slowly ascending, and when you arrive at Daliost, you see it on the cliffs above the river. You can see an airship docked next to a high tower. Just like Sharn, it has a dock district at the base of the cliffs. It looks like they're building some new docks and some new elevators to carry whatever is brought via ship up the cliffs to the city proper. You see on the river itself is very, very wide, and this is the narrowest point of the river. You can see on the opposite shore of the river, you can see Reckenbrach, I think it is, which is Karnath is across the river. This is the border. Reckenmark and Karnath you can see on the other side of the river off in the distance. You can see what remains of the White Arc Bridge, which is basically one arc jutting over the cliffs before there's nothing left there. You can see large ships, small ships, fishing boats, and the bustling city of Thaliost sitting on the cliffs high above the Scion Sounds. You guys go into the southwestern gate. The caravan works its way through the city. As you're making your way through the city, there's a couple things you pick up on. One, occasionally you get the scent of smoke that you smell as you make your way through the city. Off towards one of the distance parts of the city, you see what looks like a small stream of smoke, like something is on fire on the other end of the city. And about halfway through your walk through the city, it stops like it was put out. You pass one building that looks like it was recently set on fire as well, and there's a couple of corpse carts and some bodies covered up in front of the building. You notice a robust town guard and military presence throughout the city. The caravan stays on the main thoroughfare through Thaliost, turns east, and goes as far east as you can, and you reach what is the site of the construction area, which is basically like 20% of the eastern ward of the city is like this huge area that has been cornered off for House Orion. There's a massive warehouse that it basically looks like they took whatever buildings were there before, they demolished them and built a massive wooden warehouse sort of quickly. So it's like fresh construction, wooden building, quickly built in the midst of this old stone city. It looks very much out of place. You can see that they've started to erect cranes close to the waterfront to start building the bridge. There are stacks of crates and supplies all over the place, wagons everywhere. Clearly, the eastern part of the city has been kind of overrun by this construction expedition. It's very crowded. It smells like it's crowded. And Luther kind of guides the traffic of the caravan to the various areas, and he tells you, he points over to the large wooden warehouse. And he says, after you guys have parked and the caravan is in, meet me over at the main warehouse, and he points over in that direction.
I think it's worth noting that if Keelan's been driving this entire time, it feels roughly like someone newly learning how to drive stick of being in the car with them.
Schnicket's like, no, no.
And just like stopping really quickly and suddenly. Gears grinding. It'll be great.
And I think I need to get something to drink, so why don't we take a little fiver here? I think is probably a good time for it.
Sounds good.
I mean, as small as Schnicket is, even Keelan would have a hard time fitting in the seat.
How
I'm back.
small? How
How-
small is Schnicket?
He's 4'8".
Oh, yeah. I think Keelan's like 5'5", 5'4". Remember
So
how much?
she's almost a foot taller than him.
Oh.
Welcome back, Jay.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy your Cone of Colding?
I did.
That's such a good spell.
Though I do think it's funny that Bastion has proficiency in land vehicles.
Okay.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. So he was especially just standing there going like, I can do this. Schnicket, I can do this. Just let me do it.
We'll have to find a way to make it so Bastion can drive.
Build him a big co-pilot seat.
I'm just imagining, I don't know if I can find a picture of it, but like those really tall people who like sit but with in a convertible and their head is like over the windshield.
Right?
And they're
Just, like,
tucking
put
their
a little-
knees into their chest. Yeah.
Yeah, just put like a little hole like right above the driver's seat so that his head could stick out.
Uh,
All right. Well, I'm back. If everyone else is back.
mhm.
All right. So you arrive in Thalios, and the caravan goes into the. Oops, did not mean to do that. Where did I do? Where did that thing go? That's roll 20. You're killing me. Roll 20. Weird. Okay. Well, let me reboot it. Into the construction site that House Orion has set up. And what are you guys doing?
Keelan is parking.
Bump. Ooh, ooh. No one saw that.
Schnicket takes over the controls to park. Move.
I think you weren't here when I was telling how she was driving.
He
Like
wasn't.
she was driving like a person just learning how to drive stick.
Schnicket would have let that go on for like 30 minutes. He would have been like,
All right, someone else. Bastion, see if you can drive. See if you fit.
So Luther did say once you're settled in to go to the main warehouse, where he'll set you up. You guys have FYI, by the way, just kind of so you know, about 2.5 weeks left in your contract with them. So because it's a 1-month contract.
Real quick, we did not take a long rest, correct?
Not since the attack, no. Well, you could have
Okay.
easily taken a short rest.
Okay. And then I think I would roll some hit dice if that were the case.
Sure.
Me too. That's all I need.
Well, we were woken up in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, actually, it would have been in the middle of the night.
So I guess I mean, we could have finished the long rest, right? Or no, we'd have to start over.
You'd have to start it over. Yeah.
Has
Well,
it
that's
been
probably
8
what happened.
hours? Can I have been sleeping in the?
If you
In the
wanted,
wagon?
if you wanted to sleep inside, yeah, I suppose you could have finished it. Sure.
Cool. Well, and I'll choose fire for that thing.
Okay.
That will be my
Keelan's tried-
permanent choice for now, unless I otherwise specify.
Unless otherwise specified. Makes sense. Sorry, what was that,
Keelan?
Marcus?
I was gonna say with Keelan's driving, would you have been able to call that a rest?
That's true.
Well, she was kicked out after 30 minutes.
Brat
So
sleeps pretty
technically-
heavy. He was just rolling around on the floor. He didn't mind.
So technically, Bastion wouldn't get a short rest if Bastion took over. Is that right?
He could have a short rest, but not a long, I think.
That's true, because he would have had a 10-minute, at least 10 minutes. Okay. Let me do her.
Schnicket would not have taken a short rest because he would have been working to repair his wagon the
his
entire
rad.
time. How much repairs would he have been able to do?
After my short rest, I probably would have tried to help him as best I could if he let
We'll
me.
say basically you could, for the say is working part time. You can do like 10 hit points a day, so it would take you basically 3 days to fix it. We did like 30 some odd damage, right? Is that what it took?
30
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so we'll say 3 days working on a part time to repair it.
No checks needed, huh? Okay.
Nah, it's your own thing. It wasn't critical damage. You're in a massive construction site. You could probably even pillage the materials without anybody knowing. This site's so big.
Then I would.
Yeah, of course.
Shocked, I say.
All right.
When Sorain came to help repair, he would have been like,
I can handle, no problem. You see what's wrong with blood from that guy.
point at the kobold.
I'd say back, it's too bumpy to be able to.
Yeah, you guys
look at it
basically would
before-
need to spend a
before-
day with it once you're there, not on the road.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Help. Do only what I say.
Okay.
So what are you doing when you arrive? And the caravan has safely, quotey fingers, made it there.
Well, we were told to go meet somebody in a warehouse, right?
Luther Orion at the main warehouse.
Well, let's do it.
So you walk through this gate. There's like an outdoor area where there's just countless crates and barrels and supplies just stacked. They don't seem to be in any organized fashion at all. Rows upon rows of them. Some of them stacked 20, 30 feet high. And then there's a huge warehouse with a massive crane outside, where it looks like they use the crane to load wagons with these large, really large crates. And through the double doors, you go inside where it looks like Luther is kind of in the corner. It looks like the other specialists have been asked to go there as well. So you guys join them. And as you work your way into this warehouse, it's the same thing as on the outside. It's just rows upon rows of boxes and crates and supplies, seemingly in no organized fashion.
I love the picture, Rip.
Yeah, you like that?
Do the other specialists look like they're beat up or had a hard time with the fight?
Yeah, some of them are a little bruised up, like some of you guys are, but there aren't any missing, worth noting, but some of them are definitely a little sore. And Luther basically says there's 3 groups. Each group will have an 8-hour shift until your contract is over, and your job is to keep this site from being robbed, attacked, bothered. So there have been a number of thieves who have broken in and stolen stuff. There have been some more brazen attacks as well. He's like, it's nothing that's been crippling to the project, but it is getting expensive and annoying. They had a group last month that they didn't renew their contract because they weren't able to protect the site. So that's basically your job. And they posted like a schedule basically where each of the 3 groups has an 8-hour block, and they're rotating between, morning, afternoon, night shifts. So you guys all have kind of different shifts. So basically you have 8 hours a day where you're assigned to protect this pretty large area. There are regular guards around who would basically be kind of at your disposal to help guard the place as you saw fit. And that's basically it. And he says that's your job, as boring as it may be, for the next 2.5 weeks until your contract is up. And then at that time, if you're interested in sticking around for another contract and we're interested in having you, we can talk about it then. Any questions?
Well, I'm assuming the schedule's right there. When
Yes.
when are we up?
Basically, you have 1 shift a day, and they'll keep it the same for probably about 3 days, and they'll shift it. So basically, you're not always working the night shift, or always doing the morning shift, or always doing the afternoon shift. You have 2 or 3 of them in a row, and then they'll have 2 or 3 of another one.
So, what time of day is it now?
You guys would have arrived there probably evening.
Okay, are we night shift?
You are not night shift. You're next morning.
Okay.
So the rest of the time that you're in Thalios, that you're not on watch, you guys have the run of the city, for the most part. So if there's anything you want to do while you're here, would be a good time. You guys can also, what are you doing with the kobold?
Probably it was earlier today that the attack came. So he's still probably loopy. Probably look to talk to him after our next shift.
Okay.
But we'll make sure to feed him and make sure he's not going to die or anything.
Okay.
And all Schnicket wants to do, because he's still really beat up and he's tired, is to eat and go to bed.
All right. So you guys make it through the night, wake up the next morning.
Long rested.
Long rested, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have everybody make a perception check for your watch the next morning.
Ha
I do want to say that during the watch, I would be trying to stay out of sight from everyone else.
Okay. Be sneaky boy.
Yeah.
All right. So Brath and Bastion.
Oh.
Okay. So goes pretty smooth. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing happens. It's pretty boring, actually. And you would imagine that these shifts will be pretty boring unless something happens, because you're basically just kind of walking around this area and making sure nobody steals stuff. It's a little bit busy during the day because there's people going in and out. They lock up at night, though. So now you would have the opportunity to talk to them if you wanted.
So, go back to the kobold, and whoever wants to come with me.
I will.
Okay, I'll untape his mouth and be like,
Okay, so who put you up to attack?
I told you, Chief did. Chief told us to attack. He gave us all shinies.
Yes, but you talk about Fancy Man. Tell me about Fancy Man.
Fancy Man stick thing in my arm make me strong.
Yes, what the Fancy Man look like? He blue? What kind of hair color?
White?
Long or short?
Medium?
Medium. Any hair on the face?
No.
How old he? Real old, little old?
I don't know. It's hard for me to tell.
Try.
He didn't look super old.
Okay. He wear any armor, any color on his clothing?
No, just fancy clothing. Very smooth.
What color his clothing?
Dark blue.
Was there anyone else besides that man that you saw?
Not that I saw. He gave me the strong juice and then went and gave it to other people.
Would I know of any races of people that are blue-skinned?
Well, I would
Good
imagine
question.
there could be a lot of races with blue skins. I would imagine. You could have
Genasi. You
Genasi.
could say a drow is blue-skinned.
Sure. I mean, tieflings can get kind of bluish in hue,
Yeah.
purplish. Any
Okay,
of
so
the
Yeah.
species that have aquatic versions of the
The
species.
Dalkin.
Did
Yeah.
he have horns?
No horns.
Did he say why he wants to do this?
I didn't talk to him. Chief talked to him. We just take orders from Chief.
Did you hear him speak at all?
No.
Okay, I think you free go.
I get Chinese?
No, you get life.
How I leave city without shinies? I'll be stuck and poor.
I'll give
I have
him
idea.
I'll give him 5 shinies.
Which
5
version of shinies?
5 gold.
Shinies! He grabs it and he sprints away.
He complied. It was fair.
Your money, not mine.
and then Snicket is going to probably
I would ask Snickish if he wants to try and figure out what the thing was that he got injected with.
Okay, okay, fine. We work on that. Yes, we do.
So why don't we'll have Marcus make a poisoner's kit check with intelligence. So perception or proficiency plus intelligence. And wow, nice. And Schnicket the same thing, but with the alchemist kit.
I rolled like shit. I rolled
Yes,
a
you
4.
So that's an average of 19 and a half. Quick math, it serves me right, or 20 and a half maybe. Wait.
20.
20 exactly.
20.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. So between the two of you, you find that it is a. You guys actually would probably get a lot from this. It is an artificial drug, so it's made somewhere.
Synthetic.
Since it is synthetic, it is. You guess it would have very heavy withdrawal symptoms.
Well, we could see that.
Correct. It's fairly short lasting, acts nearly instantaneously. You, based on what the kobold told you and your analysis of it, you're pretty sure that it wouldn't work properly if it was ingested, that it would need to be injected.
Okay.
And that it
So it's a fragile compound then, because your stomach acid would destroy it. Okay.
or that it needs to go straight to the bloodstream. That basically it won't function as it's intended if it has to go into the stomach first. It needs to go straight to the bloodstream.
Either it goes too slow to be
Right.
effective, or the stomach acid destroys it. One or the other.
And I bet this isn't 100% true, but I think this serves its purpose for your guys' role. The effects of the drug are very similar to the effects of a haste spell.
Okay.
Can I Arcana check to see if any elements of it are magical?
You would know that they're not. It is completely synthetic.
Okay. And
but just for purposes of this, it's similar to a haste spell. Oh, with I'm sorry, a haste spell with also a strength enhancing component, which I don't think haste has.
No, it does not.
Feed, but
Yeah. So, what about, would we know how exotic the ingredients to make it might be? I'm not saying that we would know what the ingredients are,
Correct.
but
I would say that the ingredients that you do recognize, and you weren't able to identify all of them, but the ones that you did would be common in they're not a common material, but in the right circles they're common. So like for poisoners or assassins, they would be a fairly common material, but not something you just go buy at the local drugstore. You'd have to kind of know a guy.
so Serene would know more about that stuff than
Correct.
me.
Yeah. But you weren't able to identify all of the components of it, but the ones that you did, you're fairly certain you could get because you guys would know people.
Okay.
Okay. Would I think
Would-
I might be able to make a counter to it? Antidote. type
Not
thing?
without knowing the rest of the ingredients, because there are
Okay.
some in there that you're not familiar with.
Okay.
And would we know if the ingredients that we do know, are they local to the area, or are they kind of find them anywhere, or are they kind of they're known to
I wouldn't say they're common to the local area, but they're common enough to where you could get them in any major city if you knew where to get them.
Okay. Okay.
Probably more to it than we're finding, but can only do so much in the field without lab.
I agree.
Anyway, I go back to repairs.
I'm gonna start working on the wagon again,
All right.
pretty much until bed.
Is there anything that you guys want to do in particular in your downtime in the city while you're not on watch?
I am working on my wagon until it is 100% fixed, and then I will.
Okay. So that would be 3 days. So we're gonna go to 3 days from now because I have
And
something for you actually in 3 days.
Okay.
I
Other people
would,
might have stuff though. Yeah.
Yep. So anyone else want to do anything when you're off shift for the next 3 days?
I would be inspecting all the additional guards that could help us. See if I think that any of them are letting people in to steal supplies.
Okay. Make an investigation check. You get not get the impression you are 100% sure that and you guys will actually find this out as you move around the city, that this construction project has had an enormous impact on the city of Thalios itself, but in particular the eastern half of the city. Prices have gone up on pretty much everything. It's stretched the resources of the city. And so because everything is so expensive, basically anybody who has access to this construction site is low-key stealing from it on some level. Now, when you watch these guards and these teamsters, they're not like, like friggin' robbing the place blind. They're, taking home, because this construction site basically has anything and everything you would need: construction materials, food, medicine, wine. So they'll take a couple bottles of mead home.
Let's give
Does
them
it-
a pop.
Yeah, exactly right. And kind of
It's a-
everybody is doing it, so you would definitely be adding up. But from the regular guards and the teamsters, they all kind of know everyone else is doing it, and none of them have any interest in busting any of the other, because if someone's busted, they're all going to be.
Is there any
Okay.
adamantine about?
They would not leave that open in the crates. There is probably some need for it, but you don't think they keep it in the general warehouse.
Okay. Thought I'd ask.
we
Not
really
choose
gonna
because of the-
crime.
Was there going to be a favor involved there?
For Serene?
Yeah, if there's
Pro-
enmity.
Well, the amount of adamantine Schnicket would want, it would be very hard to move clandestinely because that shit is heavy.
Yeah.
I mean,
If I remember right, though, aren't both the doors at Schnicket's shop adamantine
Yes,
now?
they are.
yeah.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
I
Okay,
just need
so
to make the windows and walls adamantine.
yeah, then you're good to go. So Serene spends the next couple of days kind of scoping out what the people around here are doing, and that's what you find out. Bastion, I assume, will be helping Schnicket fix his wagon. So
Yeah.
Keelan and Bastion, what are you doing with your kind of 3 days of not on the clock time?
I'm guessing Brath, not Bastion. But
And by Bastion, I of course meant Brath.
Of course. Well, you probably
I-
don't actually have to ask me what I want to do.
Yeah, you settled in and found a gambling hall.
That's right.
All right.
I think Keelan would look around into the general town and just start speaking with people about,
Kind of.
yeah, just kind of getting to know the area, getting to know the people, figuring out who does what
Okay.
in town.
Sure. This side of the town is not a high end area. It is a lower working middle class area.
Well, she would
from-
go to the other side of town.
Oh, the highbrow end.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Okay. Oof.
Nothing. You know you're noble, so you fit in pretty well. But you don't really get wind of what's going on. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. I think Jay, what we'll do for you is we'll just kind of generally assume you're spending a lot of your spare time gambling, and on the way out, we'll do a little gambling thing where we kind of catch up on.
Sure, the do the downtime check kind of thing.
Exactly right. So I
Makes
actually have a
sense.
little running tally on my calendar. 3 days gambling.
Yeah. Well, the downtime covers a week, so
Right.
I'd be fine if you either wanted to do it at the end of each week, or if you just wanted to accumulate it and do one big check at the end.
I
That's
think
fine.
we'll just accumulate it and do it a check at the end. Seems to be
Sounds
the easy way
good.
to do it. So you guys have 3 straight morning shifts, and then the schedule shifts, and your 4th shift is the first night shift that you have. I need everybody to make a perception check.
And I'd be hiding again so no one would see me.
Sure.
Not even Snicket, Keelan, or Brath.
Schnicket, you can keep your wagon at the warehouse if you'd like, or somewhere else. I don't know. Well, if you wanted to rent a space, I suppose you could, but you're also welcome to kind of keep it in the place that you guys are going to be a lot of the time.
I'll keep it in the warehouse.
Let's see. Oh, I got you. And one more. Nope, I already got him. What the hell is wrong with me? Schnicket. There we go. All right. Sorain, you are outside in kind of creeping amongst the crates that are stacked high to stay out of vision while you're doing your rounds. I'm going to say, Brath, correct me if I'm wrong, you're probably not taking it quite as seriously as the rest of them, and the guards and teamsters tend to play cards in the back. So I'm going to put you in the back with the guards playing cards. And I will show you guys where you're at in a minute. Schnicket, I'm going to say is...
It's a fair assessment, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Keelan is probably out here annoying the guard, and Bastion's selfish ticket. Okay, there we go.
No, that's her other character.
I was gonna say,
Tomato.
Close enough.
So Serene, you're way over here.
Yep.
And then the rest of you guys are where you're at. One moment. Serene, you notice pretty quickly. Actually, let me check. Maybe you don't notice. Let me double check. Double check. Here. This map is so big. Come on, roll 20. There we go. what did you roll? 21. Okay. Nope, you actually don't hear it. I lied.
Thank-
I mean, you rolled pretty high. I have. You will actually eventually hear it, but you don't hear it initially when I said you. There we go. That one you hear, obviously. So from where you are, you hear the sound of moving boxes coming from down here. And it's nighttime, you know for a fact that nobody should officially be moving boxes over there.
Okay. Would I think that if I shot an arrow, people would see if I shot it back this way?
I suppose are you just trying to like shoot an arrow near Keelan to warn her type of thing, or?
Yeah, I was thinking of like writing a note, attaching it to the arrow, and shooting it back that way.
I mean, if he was a good enough shot, sure.
Fancy.
You're just gonna hit Keelan, aren't you?
No, but I'll do that. I'll write a little note, attach to the arrow, and shoot
Sneak
it back.
attack.
All right. Roll it.
Gonna have
Roll
to
a.
fucking that one.
And I would use my steady aim to where since
It's
I
a
don't move.
straight roll instead of a long range.
Yeah.
Okay, Keelan, an arrow lands right at your feet with a note attached to it. It appears.
I will pick it up.
And Thorane, what does the note say?
The note says they're wrestling and boxes are being moved to the south outside. Try and describe this area. What directionally what that says. Gather the others.
Okay. I will notify the guard that I am talking to. And then pop in here real quick and yell. Do that like whisper yell. Like,
A stage whisper.
stick it!
Nah, what?
Everybody!
And while she's
Somebody's
doing it,
moving stuff.
I'm going to try and sneak around over here to get a better view.
Roll a stealth check. Okay. So where you got to right there?
Yeah.
You see a large hand cart. It's designed to be drawn by a couple of people, not um, draft animals. Make a perception check as well.
All right.
Kind of like a rickshaw almost.
Yeah, but a big one.
And one more thing, were we told if we were supposed to bring the people in alive or dead, or our prerogative?
They didn't really say. They just wanted to basically keep their supplies safe.
Okay.
You see, kind of sitting here, leaning against one of the wheels, very casual, is what looks to be a dwarven woman. And then there's a dark skin. You can't quite make out the race, or you're not sure of it, and a large burly human. That now these boxes, a lot of them are huge. But they're basically finding the smallest ones that are possible for them to carry, and they're loading up this wagon. It looks like they cut a hole through the fence down here.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing?
Schnicket will be making his way
Making his way.
that direction. With he will have also pulled out his Eldritch Cannon. So that's burn a first level spell slot to get the Eldritch Cannon out. It is a Force Ballista cannon.
All right.
What else? Would I know that if I just suddenly jumped out and started running towards him to attack, would that be a surprise round for me?
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, you think. To your knowledge, they don't know that you're there. If that is true, then you would get a surprise round. Yes.
Okay. Then I'm also going to be making sure I pay attention to her whenever I see someone like come around here or hear them, mostly. Then I'm probably just going to start jumping in and go after them.
All right.
Yeah.
You gonna wait for them, or are you gonna?
Once I hear them coming, I'm going to jump in, hopefully
Okay.
before they do.
Are you guys coming as a group, or are you trickling in?
Keelan, as soon as she told Schnicket, was gonna try and see if she could climb up here stealthily.
Oh, like onto some of the crates?
Yeah,
Sure.
get some
Yeah,
leverage.
Eventually, you'll be able to get up there. It's kind of like basically, if you're transversing the crates, it's difficult terrain,
Okay.
but you can definitely get up there. Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
anyone's
but
told
she would-
Brath yet, right?
I
I'm still
assume that
playing
when they
cards
told him,
back
they
here.
would tell you.
Yeah, Schnicket would have yelled it at you.
Oh, okay.
Don't look at my cards.
Like, Brath, we have work to do.
Scoop up my money, run over.
All right. You hear Keelan climbing on the crates, and you listen. You hear your comrades coming through the door, Serene.
Okay, I'm immediately going to go ahead and use my feline agility to double my movement speed and immediately run down here and attack this guy.
Which one's this guy? That one. Okay.
Yeah.
1 second here.
So my action for the surprise round is probably going to be to double move.
Sure. So we will. So yep, everyone be where you are now. We're gonna let Serene make one action, and oh shit, that's why. Hold on. I forgot to do something. There we go.
Actually,
All right, go ahead, Serene, and roll.
All right. And is this a surprise round?
Yes.
Right.
She did
All
not
right.
know you're there.
Just gonna murder this dwarf.
Well, the
As a-
dwarf's over here actually. This is the one he wasn't quite sure what she is.
And
Okay.
as a bonus action, I'm going to, or I guess I would have coated my blade with my poison from my
Okay.
poison kit. And attack. 25.
Yeah. That-
Since it's a surprise round, it automatically crits for me. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, give me a total.
60, 75. That's 75 damage.
and then I actually get to roll another D8 because I have Piercer.
You get to re-roll. Yeah.
So an extra 2 damage.
For 77.
Well, you get to re-roll. You get to re-roll one of the ones, right? So that'd be an extra
But
1
when you
damage.
crit, you also get an extra damage die.
Oh,
70
right. So you could also
77?
re-roll one of the
Uh,
ones because you have 2 1s in the first roll.
But that's from the poison, not from my.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So let's see. 50, 60, 71, 75.
You rolled
77.
super high on that dude. Like, holy shit.
And
5, 2, 3, 6, 6.
yeah, he gets to make a DC 14 con save for the poison.
Okay. 1 second here.
All right.
So is that half damage?
He actually doesn't take any damage from the poison at that point then. Could you
Okay,
succeed on a
so
DC 14 con saving throw or take 2d8 poison damage and become poisoned until next turn. So yeah. So darn, that's only 53 damage then.
only.
Though it is low light conditions, by the way, not no light conditions.
Alright.
Serene leaps off of the crate, sprints across, and as this taller, dark skin, almost kind of rock-like complexion woman is turning with this crate in her hand, a warhammer and a shield strapped to her back, you launch right up to her and just impale her in the abdomen, just deep. You're like, man, not you're convinced she's just going. What was the total damage again? You said 53.
Yeah, 53.
I had to put that in. And you just gutted her good. And she turns and looks at you and is like, but doesn't go down. Now we'll roll initiative.
Crap.
Do we get to move?
Well, that does the surprise round. So we're in combat.
Well,
now, so you can
do we get to move on the surprise round though? Because we would have still been moving while he was doing
That's
that,
true.
right?
So everyone can go ahead and make a movement if you want to. A movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
So I did not realize how big this map was.
It is huge.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. So Keelan would not have climbed up there because that's way too far away. I think she would have ended up here.
Hey, 16. That's pretty good for me.
We've been pretty musicless tonight.
Oh, it's on right now. Do you not hear it?
It's not. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
I can hear it.
It's the roll 20.
It is to roll 20 right now.
Oh.
Oh. I'll unmute it.
I kind of swap back and forth, honestly, depending.
It's all good. I just feel bad for the stream.
Sure. They just got to hear our beautiful voices instead.
Yep. Glad I said something.
Yeah, for sure. When you get closer, you realize there's a fourth one back over here.
I don't think I rolled initiative. My bad. Here, let me do that.
Oh yeah, definitely do that.
And just so you know, I think Keelan would go before Bastion because I'm pretty sure her dex is higher.
I'm pretty sure you're correct.
11.
But I think it's funny that I'm rolling really well for Bastion's initiative, and it's always right next to each other.
Why is my initiative rolling incorrect?
That's a good question.
I know I can change it somewhere. Oh, I'll figure it out.
When this one in the back hears her comrade, or hears his comrade grunt and that's Major. And then.
And is this one of them, or is this just a commoner?
Well, they all seem to be together.
Okay.
Keelan?
Okay. So Keelan is gonna run up here. Cast Zephyr Strike. And shoot at this one here, because I don't think she can really get a good angle on this one with the box.
All right.
I think it's this one.
I modified my initiatives so it'd be dex instead of int.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's Keelan. I'm struggling to switch back and forth. Does 19 hit?
19 does hit, yes.
Okay, and then let me just double check with Zephyr Strike. It takes an additional 1d8. So 6, 7, 8.
If that's a commoner, they're fucking dead.
Oh, not the sneak attack. It would just be the additional 8. So 16,
21.
21
21.
on this one
Alright.
here. And then she gets to move an additional 35 feet, which will put her there. And she will shoot at this one in front of Serene.
You have sharpshooter, so cover doesn't matter.
Yep.
Alright.
23?
23 hits.
And then I actually think that would just be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22.
Okay.
And then that should be her turn.
This one in front of Serene is pretty wounded. Bastion.
Yep. Very hard doing them back to back.
Yes, it is. You keep rolling them that way too.
I know. So I think Bastion is just going to.
Well, he would have been up here with you. So
Yeah.
He would have moved up.
Oh,
So we'll start him there.
Yeah.
He was way there.
Okay. I forgot to move him before, but he was supposed to be with these guys. So he's just gonna dash. Which will put him probably like there.
Seems good.
And that's his turn.
Schnicket.
Schnicket is going to, let's see, 10, and then another 20, and then he's going to dash, go another 30, right there, and he's got his Eldritch Cannon with him, and he's gonna bonus action fire his Eldritch Cannon at this one.
All right.
Where is it? This one. No, not that one, sorry. This one. 17.
17 does not hit.
Okay, that's that.
This one has already dropped the box she was carrying because she's been stabbed and shot. She pulls out her warhammer and attacks back. After first casting Blinding Smite.
I was afraid she was a paladin, I don't know why.
16. Wait, she's got to hit you first. 16 hit?
Okay. No.
23.
I do have Cloak of Displacement, so it's at disadvantage, but 21 still hits.
21 still hits. Alright, so now you got to make the saving throw.
Alright. I'll keep the one from before, so 3.
It's actually a wisdom saving throw, if that makes it better for you. Probably not with a 2.
From a
No.
2, yeah,
Yeah.
no.
So then it's let's see, 6 bludgeoning damage plus 17 radiant damage, and you are blinded.
And that'll be an uncanny dodge to have the damage.
You are blinded. You can make a Constitution throw. Oh, it is Constitution. Okay, yeah. So Constitution saving throw at the end of your next turn to unblind yourself. But for now, you're blind.
Okay.
All right. Find her. There she is. Nope. Nope. Where'd she go? Too many character sheets. There she is.
I was really hoping I'd be higher in the initiative order.
Keelan that shot her, right?
Yeah.
I guess artificers don't get counterspell.
They may
Interesting.
not.
I don't think we do.
This one in her with her dwarven voice yells betrayal and casts banishment on Keelan.
Oh God. Oh great. Charisma.
Bye bye. And which one cast that? It was this one right here?
One right here.
Okay. So you don't exist until for a minute or until they fail a con save.
And then she pulls her maul out. Breath.
Alright, so I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. And then I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Far Step.
Ooh.
And that will allow me to go 60 feet as a bonus action. So I'll go to here, which will put me in good view of this one.
Yes, it will.
And I will cast Eldritch Blast.
All right.
That's my action.
Eldritch Blast.
14 and 21.
Misses, 21 hits.
8 force damage. And she gets to make a con save. She makes it by a lot. And that's it for me. I will brandish my spear.
She has a +7 to con. Oof.
All right.
I am going to take the disengage action
All right.
and then run over here.
I would say make a perception check, but you're blind.
Yeah, I am. So kind of, if you want me to, I can just like go like halfway.
Actually, you know what? I do need to have Schnicket, Bastion, and not Keelan because you know them more, and Brath make a perception check.
13.
Bastion would have disadvantage, right?
Bastion.
Oh,
would have
Bastion
no,
is
it's low light, so he's okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Nope, none of you guys see anything.
And then I'm going to bonus action hide.
All right, make a stealth check as you feel your way around the crate.
Yep. And then I can make a con check.
Constitution saving throw. Yeah. Oh, I don't think that passes. I think it was DC 13.
DC 13, yeah.
So still blinded.
That'll be the end of my
Alright.
turn.
The guy you guys didn't see is on the crates.
Crap.
But does he
And-
see Serene?
You're not sure if he sees Serene or not. And you hear him yelling out to you, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where is Zaga? We had a deal. What's going on? We don't need to do this." And he aims a bow at Schnicket but does not fire. This guy goes here. He briefly checks on his companion, draws a greatsword, flexes, and stops there waiting.
Good call.
There it is. So this one in the back, actually, I don't think anybody would have seen, except for Serene, who's blinded and now wouldn't know where they are. Bastion's turn. What is Bastion going to do?
Bastion is going to move forward 30 feet. And then he is, I believe, if that right. Yeah, he's gonna cast Fireball.
Oh, so we're
Be
going.
great. Here.
All right.
Well, I
It
mean,
seems like
I
something
don't
Bastion
know.
would do.
I was like, yeah, but would Bastion stop and talk? Fine. He would look at
he-
Schnicket and
he-
go,
I honestly think he would take the cues from the rest of the party.
Yeah.
You'd probably ask Snickage.
yeah, he would ask Schnicket. He asked Schnicket, do I fireball them?
And he holds
Should I burn them all
fireball.
alive, stick it?
He holds fireball for Schnicket's approval.
Let's see if can talk first.
Okay, so then he will not fireball anybody, but he will, let's see, maybe he will hold a ray of frost.
All right. What's
Or-
the trigger? Who's it targeted
Schnicket.
at, and what's the trigger?
It's, I think this is the only one.
Probably aggression.
Actually, it'll be this one in back, and it'll be, yeah, if anyone else in the party attacks anything.
Okay.
Anyone. Just, yeah, if anyone starts attacking anybody for any reason.
Schnicket.
Schnicket will walk up to here.
You notice the guy on the crates is following you with the whole way, but has not fired.
And Schnicket will say,
Okay, you want to talk? We can talk, but first need to bring friend back. You make her disappear.
and he will hold he's actually going to hold He's gonna just hold a. Yeah, he's not gonna hold anything. He's gonna take the dodge action because if I hold, I lose my reaction. So he's
Okay.
gonna take the dodge action.
Since things seem to have mellowed a bit, or at least didn't
now.
increase, they're simmering, I would say, is maybe a better way to say that. This one. Oh, there it is. She walks closer to here, holding her weapon, but does not attack. Hold on one moment. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? Roll20 is not cooperating with me tonight, let me tell you. Alright, one moment. Alright, there we go. That was weird. Alright. She's going to heal her very grievously wounded party member.
Does she drop the banishment?
She doesn't. She does not drop the banishment. No. Breath.
I will go ahead and also take the dodge action, holding up my spear defensively and saying, "We were hired here to guard these crates. Who are you and what are you doing here?"
All right. Serene.
I guess I'm just going to kind of move up against this crate a little bit, hide and just hide still.
Okay. Go ahead and do a stealth check and a Constitution check.
Hey, there it is.
Okay. You got your sight back.
That'll be it.
The one who seems to be speaking for him, since it seems to have simmered, he makes a deliberate show of unknocking his arrow and like holding his bow and arrow up, like, "Look, I'm not shooting at you." And he goes, responding to Brath, he says, "That explains a lot. We should talk. Tomorrow morning at the Demon Elderbury."
Bring friend back.
We'll withdraw and she'll be back with you momentarily.
Bring back now.
He hops down here, winks at Serene, runs this way.
I'm gonna wink back at him.
Right?
32 stealth. Still knew you were there and winked at you.
Lands on Serene a bit. Goes, "Oops, sorry." Sorry, and then wait.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Should have taken the attack of opportunity.
This guy's sword still drawn, basically slowly backs up.
And they're not, are they not taking any stuff?
They didn't really get a chance to load up much. It does look like there's a couple crates in here, not a lot. But they didn't get a whole lot.
And are they trying to take the cart?
Well, it's their cart. You would imagine they're probably going to take it with them, but they haven't exactly tried yet, so you're not sure. Bastion.
He's just still looking at Schnicket to see see what he should be doing, and maybe holding another ray of frost in case. Maybe
Stick it.
move forward a little bit.
Would I have any kind of... So the cart isn't very laden at the moment?
No, it looks like they have maybe 2 or 3 small boxes in there.
Okay.
So it looks like they just started and you guys interrupted them, basically.
Okay. Schnicket is going to hold levitate on the cart. If they try to leave with the cart, he's going to levitate the cart.
What is the weight on levitate?
500 pounds. Are the boxes stacked on top of each other in the cart, or are they side by side?
No, they're just on the floor. They're not stacked up. They
Okay.
were going to stack more on top of them, so it's like the bottom,
okay.
basically.
Okay. I can't imagine the cart is too heavy if it's just made out of wood.
500 pounds is really not that much, though. I mean, let's say...
The really
each
heavy
box-
person.
Okay, well we'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, so you did that. She's gonna move there.
Well,
And then
if it's a rickshaw type thing,
It's a little more than a rickshaw, but it's not quite a. It's basically a small, what would look to be a horse cart, but for people, not horses.
okay. Let me maybe redo what I was gonna do then. It doesn't say that increases the weight I can carry. With that, the bigger of the 2 boxes, if there's a bigger, I'll cast levitate on that box.
Okay, because I was just thinking about it. Like, let's say the 2 bigger ones would be the ones pushing the cart, and they will be. If they're holding the cart and pushing it, would that add to the weight of the cart?
If they tried to hold it down,
Right. So then you have 2 people, 3 boxes, and the weight of the cart.
but they would have a harder time moving it because they're
That's
also
true.
trying to hold it
but
down.
yeah, right. So I think you would basically be slowing them down as you did it, but you're gonna do it on a crate instead of the cart.
Yeah, just lift the crate out of the cart.
Okay, that's fair. This one moves over here.
And I'll move a little closer too. I'll move to like right here.
Okay, and she basically starts grabbing one of the things to move the cart.
Then I will levitate one of the boxes out of the cart.
Okay. She moves back this way. She's still holding her maul, but not being aggressive. Running towards the gap in the gate. Wrath?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just doing the same thing now.
Just kind of holding. Serene?
Yep.
I'm going to, I guess I see Sneakish levitate that. I'm going to come over around the corner and say, leave the boxes here. And that's it. Or would I be able to do that just from, like, back here?
Yeah, you can
Bounce
peek
my
around the
sound
corner
off?
and yell at him. Yeah.
I'll do that, and then bonus action hide again.
The 2 bigger ones lift up the cart, start wheeling it away. They don't seem to care that one of the 2 boxes is hovering. Or one of the 3 boxes is hovering.
Oh, I thought there were 2. Now there's 3.
I think I said 3.
You said 2.
Right, not mad. They basically don't care that the one is hovering.
Okay.
You get the impression that they don't actually care what's in the cart. They just aren't going to take the time to unload what they've stolen. They're just going to get out. So unless anybody's going to stop them, they're going to book it out the door with the cart, or pick it up the hole in the wall.
I'll levitate. I'll drop levitate on that one, and then after they've moved the cart out from under it, and then I'll levitate the next one out as well. So
Okay.
it's get 2 boxes out of it.
Okay, so they escape with 1 box, and then they leave. Keelan, as soon as they are clear, Keelan pops back.
Just with like a margarita and a hat. Just like have a good old time.
Like, oh man, I was at the plane of water.
Right? Put me back.
I don't know how to survive in society anymore. I've been quarantined for 1 minute.
And that's, I think, probably where we'll call it for the night.
Stopping early.
Not early. Slightly early, I guess. It's a good place, though, for it, honestly.
Okay,
And also with Thomas not here, I don't mind stopping a little earlier quite as much.
sure.
If
Are
anybody's
we
missing.
doing 4 hours again?
It seemed like we were. I was under the impression we were still going to 9, but we've been going to 10 lately, so I assumed that was the thing. I was also gone for a few weeks.
As long as I can, it's nice enough that I can take a laptop out onto the patio. I can go as late as you guys want.
Oh, good to know.
There you go.
When it gets colder again, that won't be as viable. But for now,
Well, no
Cross that bridge
danger
when
of
we get
that anytime soon.
I know.
God.
It's only Colorado. It doesn't get cold there.
Right?
yeah, it doesn't get cold in Colorado at all.
Well, it's good to be back, friends. I feel like it's
Yeah.
been a
Yeah.
year since we've been here.
It took some mental doing for me to jump back into Snicket's skin, but I feel like I did okay.
Sure.
Mhm, certainly.
Sure.
I was worried for a little bit after I jumped in when I got blinded.
Um,
Nah,
I think if they were interested in fighting, you would have had a right to.
Yeah,
We
when
would've-
you did
we would've
53
what?
damage and they were like maybe at half health.
I'm sorry, Goose. I
I
missed the end of that. If they were interested in fighting, we would have what?
I think he would have had a right to be worried where he was.
Oh, okay.
Well, given that their person who cast Banish had a +7 con, I was like, ooh, that's going to be tough to break.
Yeah.
Ah. Well. There we go. After next session, we get to level up again. Thomas gets to play 1 session at 10th level.
Nice.
I am very perplexed by his character sheet. I don't know if just like Roll20 messed it up or something, because he is missing stuff.
I don't know. Bastion's a very strange character, just in terms of his build. He's
Yeah,
a
but
fighter wizard.
he should at least have proficiency in a saving throw.
I'm sure he
In
does.
two. In
He has
two.
two. It's intelligence
I
and
was-
wisdom.
And at least 4 proficiencies in skills instead of 3.
Well,
Yeah.
Thomas doesn't really know how to play D&D. He's a DM, so it's backwards, you know? It's
Well, it could be that instead of 4 skills, he took it in 3 skills, and one of them was land vehicles.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He could have
Maybe.
he could have taken proficiency in land vehicles.
and he is
And
the
yet
kind
he's
of
still
person that
getting
would
good to
totally
try.
do that.
True.
You're right. He does not have any of his saving throws checked off. He does have proficiency in land vehicles, though.
I just
Oh.
love that being an artificer, that any tool that Schnicket is proficient with, he actually has expertise with.
That is nice.
I have expertise with thieves' tools, tinker's tools, smith's tools, alchemist supplies, cartographer's tools, and woodworker's tools.
Nice.
Yeah,
That was
your
fun.
spear, Jay, is something that I came up with on my own. I was trying to think of a little more creative stuff than just like +1 whatever, or more damage, or
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I thought so.
Looking forward to seeing what I can do with that. Does it still have I noticed the flavor text changed, but does it still have the same effect as before where it acts as my spell focus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Basically, whatever goes onto there is an add-on. Subtract.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. I didn't really get a chance to flex it tonight, but
No,
that'll be a
but you will.
surprise
Tonight
for
was-
all y'all.
Tonight was a little bit of a wade in, so
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a feel for our characters again,
yeah.
Yeah.
whomever they may be.
And
Man.
getting into the
Crit-
complete side story that you guys forced me to come up with.
Whoops.
Snicket is so much more complicated than Kryn. He's got so much more bullshit than Kryn.
It's like, Corinne, you just point and shoot.
Yeah, Kryn's really straightforward. I shoot it. Did I hit it? Great. I did damage. Oh, I took some damage. Second wind. I'm an action surge, and that's Kryn.
Yeah. It's kind of nice going back to like a mostly martial class again, where it's just like, I shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. Instead of, okay, I think I'm going to put a spell here, and then I'm going to move over this way. And though I kind of had to do that playing Bastion. So,
Yeah.
Well, it's nice
Fair
too that not that Thomas missed like massive plot development or anything, but it's nice that we're streaming it again and he can go back and know what's what.
well, and
Yeah.
he's been watching it mostly. He's been texting me off and on.
There you go.
So, I'll let him know Bastion died.
Oof.
Well, he knows you hit him, by the way.
And he had to make a deck save. There was that too.
He did.
No.
I mean, I didn't mean to hit him necessarily. I was like,
Except
oh,
he
that,
passed.
oh, that is close. And I was like, oh, no, I actually hit him.
He passed his deck save.
It failed the Constitution save.
Which is hilarious.
Keelan was the one that failed the deck save, which is very frustrating.
And got
She-
zapped.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna go to bed because it is late and I am tired.
Good night, Nicole.
Alrighty,
Good night.
bye.
Good night, everybody.
GG.
Bye.
Night night.